Yes.
Hello! Welcome, everybody.
What up? What up? What up?
Happy Friday, y'all. I've had a hell of a week. I don't know about y'all.
Listen, I feel like we all been there. This whole year, this whole like 14 months have felt like
A
a
year and a
decade.
half, extended year, yeah. It's just been crazy. But you know what? Every time this Friday rolls around, I'm just happy to be here with my people.
I know it's such a feel good. It's such a feel good. I'm super excited about tonight. We've got an amazing feature, Winter. I had the pleasure of meeting her in person a year ago, actually, last year, right before lockdown. It was one of the last live events I did, and I got to meet her, and she performed at my open mic, and I was like, "Yo, she's fire!" And I'm so glad that we got her to pull up tonight. We got an
Yes,
amazing
I'm so
list.
excited to see
We
her.
got,
I can't believe.
I see backstage, we got some people that came that haven't been here in a while that I'm really, really excited to see. I can't wait for you guys to meet them. These are people that were coming when we were like on Zoom. So this is like, I'm excited about tonight.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of different names on there, but typical virtual voices, we never know what we're gonna get, right?
That's so true. We really never know what Friday's gonna be like. So that's the best part of it too.
But it's always magical.
Yes. All right. I know Leah V got some rules and regulations to kind of break down for us. So
Yeah.
let Leah V rock, and I'm gonna get settled in backstage.
All right, party people. So happy to see you all, or to not see you all those tuning in on Facebook and YouTube, but we will get to that. Let's begin with the rules and regulations. The first rule is always, this is a safe space. We are pro LGBTQ, we are pro BLM, we are pro all letters of the alphabet. Jay and I pride ourselves on the fact that we've been able to create a space in which people of all colors, all walks of life are able to come here and be their most vulnerable. And we take that very seriously. So if you ain't got nothing kind to say, then say nothing. We have no space for hate speech. And if you come to us with that, we will give you the block and the exit with the quickness. Moving on. We have 5 minutes per performer. Now, this does not mean you can only do one poem, one song, one joke. God, I hope it's not a 5-minute joke, but this doesn't mean that. It simply means that you have 5 minutes, so you fit whatever you can in that time. If you're not sure if your content will surpass that time mark, then you just check in with Jay and I, and we will let you know if you have time for one more or whatever the case is. Moving and grooving on. So we are going to make sure that we follow one another, because we got. That's something that you'll hear me say several times. In this day and age, especially in this present day and age, 2020 continued, it is very important that we stay connected virtually, because we still cannot be connected as we typically would be. And it's also important because through the last year of us having virtual voices, we've managed to make many different artist friends, acquaintances, frequent flyers, cherry poppers that we hold near and dear to us, and they're not all in New York, so it's very important that we follow one another. Jay Rose does an incredible job putting this little banner at the bottom of the screen that you see right there. And it has all your information on it. It has the performer's information. It has their Cash App, their Venmo. You feeling friendly, you want to throw some tips, or their social media as well. So make sure you check that out. Make sure you follow one another. It's very important that we continue to expand our network so that we can collectively expand our network. Moving and grooving on. We stress that all performers, we try to stress that we have you sign in on Eventbrite first. We try to have signups on Eventbrite first. All of those who sign up on Eventbrite first, they get first dibs. And the money that we collect through Eventbrite goes straight to our features. It goes straight to the cost of hosting Virtual Voices and providing the service with all of these fancy graphics that we have for you, and all these fancy technologicals that make us the best interactive open mic in the game. So virtual interactive open mic in the game. So we ask that you make sure that you sign up on Eventbrite. We also ask that you share the Facebook and YouTube link. We go live on Facebook and YouTube every time we begin the show. So if you're a performer, go ahead and hit that Rose Garden events page. And on that Rose Garden events page, you will see the live video. Go ahead, press that share button, whether it's on Facebook or YouTube. Make sure you tell your people, all your friends watching you, to go ahead and take a look and to share as well, so that they can participate. One of the best parts about Virtual Voices is that we've created this interactive audience where people can slide in and out on Facebook and YouTube and comment and say the things that they enjoyed, say the lines that most resonated with them. It's very important to us. So we like to have the interactive open mic. We feel that helps us differentiate ourselves from other open mics in the game, so that we, in a way, through the screens, we can keep that connection with the audience that you have live. Except for via Virtual Voices, we're able to comment without disrupting anybody. So, moral of the story is to share the page and to tell all your friends and family to comment on it. Keeping it moving and grooving. We ask that you please make sure you stay close to the microphone. And that is me at me. So I'm notorious for doing this. If you're unsure of how you sound, then before you even begin the piece, just say, hey Jay, hey Leah, like how's the quality of my sound? Do I sound okay? How's the Wi-Fi? That's a problem that we have sometimes. Just check in with us if you're unsure about the sound or the service. Just check in with us before, and we'll let you know how it's doing. If we got to move you around until you get situated, we will be more than happy to do that. We ask that you donate to the best open mic in the game, aka the Virtual Voices Eventbrite. All of that money, as previously stated, goes to our features. It goes to the service. We are big believers in paying our features. And once upon a time, before the pandemic, Jay and I, we used to make some money from hosting and other things that we don't really get these days, which isn't what's important, but we do ask that you contribute in order to keep us going during this difficult time, difficult for all of us. So share the Facebook video, donate if you can, be kind to one another, and keep growing. We all we got. And oh yeah, there's one more rule that Jay will state for you.
Yes. Oh, I did not mean to do that. Yes. So you will hear us call you guys up to the virtual stage, and usually the way we say it is we'll be like, hey, such and such is coming up, and on deck is such and such number 2. So when you hear that your name is on deck, that's basically your signal to kind of get ready, because you're coming up after the next person. So you want to make sure that you have your poetry ready, if it's in your phone, if it's in your book, or if you need to cue your music or anything like that. When you hear your name is on deck, make sure that you get ready, because you're coming up afterwards, and you want to have all your stuff together. So yeah, that's basically it.
Regulations.
Yes, the rules and regulations. Am I lagging, or am I okay?
On my end of the spectrum, you're fine.
All right, cool. Yeah, because I'm in another room today. It's a little further from the Wi-Fi. So
okay, I'll let you know if anything.
Yeah. All right. So let's get this party started. Usually Leah V or I will do a piece to kind of get things going. We're going to invite our people that are backstage. We're going to bring you guys into the studio. So turn your cameras on if you want to be on camera. And hi, Anika. How are you, everybody? Hi. Oh, it's lit
Salud, salud.
Salud! Those of you watching on Facebook or YouTube, and if you're trying to get into the studio is full right now, but let us know that you are here. If you signed up to perform, tell us in the comments so that we can check you in and make sure that we do not miss you. And when you call, we call your name on deck. That's your signal to come and join us in the studio. We will ask people to leave so we can make some space for you guys. But when we ask you guys to leave, doesn't mean we're kicking you out of the house, okay? We're just asking you to like go stand in the porch, you know, like the Facebook porch and the YouTube porch, or hang out there, you know what I'm saying? Have you know, and then we'll call you back inside the house when we go for round 2. So we're not kicking you out the house. We're just asking you to go outside for a second. We need to let more people in the crib.
Go have a smoke real quick.
So we usually set it off. Like, I don't know, Leah, if you had something, but I've been writing. I got some new shit that I don't mind sharing.
Oh shit, let's have you set it off, Jay, and then we'll get right into it. So without further ado, community, let's put our hands together for the one and only Jay Rose.
Oh, thank you. And Brenda, I see your comments. I have you checked in, so just keep tuning in. We got you checked in on the list. So when it's your turn to come in, we'll let you know. But definitely stay tuned. We have you. We know you're here. I just want to acknowledge people. Yeah. So let me share some new shit. It's been a while. I don't really make time to be creative because I'm always doing, you know what's really weird? Do you guys see a brick wall behind me?
Yeah.
There's no brick wall here. So right now it's bugging me out, but I'm sure it's like some weird StreamYard background thing. But I'm like, I don't have a brick wall in my room, and that's so weird. Anyway, sorry guys, the ADD kicked in. Thanks. I know it's got me thinking like maybe I should have a brick wall. Maybe I'll get the wallpaper and stuff and make fake the funk. Sorry guys, the ADD kicked in, and you already know when I'm here, I'm super transparent. I'm always myself, so y'all gonna get what y'all gonna get. All right, so I got this piece that I just started. I'm not done with it, but I want to share it. It's a really vulnerable piece. It touches on, sometimes we don't always have like the healthiest relationships with like people that we're expected to have healthy relationships with, like our parents. So this is like a really actually vulnerable piece for me. So I hope you guys like it though. I've been in my feelings and I gotta share. I'm on my poet shit right now. Okay. I don't have a title for this piece.
I know what you want. Yeah, okay.
I've been torn apart like the spine of a forbidden book, hiding within hardcovers so no one can read the trauma between the lines. Ink weighs down on my chest, shortens my breath, and the pages begin to unbind. Who can be blamed for the narratives that broke my spirit? Is it the men who have walked away with chapters their illiterate hearts could never comprehend? Or is it the validation that I sought from them? Or maybe it was the pages left blank by my father's pride, knowing he chose misery by his side instead of the love that was right before his eyes. When did the man I once idolized get written in as the antagonist I now visualize? His inherited silence brought forth generational curses that I battled through my verses. Resentment follows me like shadows casted without light to make me feel worthless, but I have purpose. And his toxicity was his choice, the bed he made to lay in. So if I never hear him say he's proud of me, that's okay, because I still have purpose.
That's right.
For years, I watched my parents tear pages out of each other's spiral notebooks, leaving behind those annoying pieces of paper that get trapped in the coils, the ones that kept our family together. I just wanted to stop the pages from running out, but it was one manipulative paragraph after the other. Lies, alienation, infidelity, verbal abuse. I keep going, but what's the use? Until I realized I never saw my parents truly love each other. Shit, they never even slept in the same room.
Yeah.
And that's my piece.
That was amazing. Y'all give it up one more time for the one and only J Rose, everybody.
Woo! Ow, my feelings. I'm not. What's this stuff on my face?
It's okay, Mama. That is exactly why we have this place here. You guys give it up one more time for the one and only.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
That was absolutely beautiful. I love that piece. I love how you ended with such a bang. That was great. That was amazing. I can't wait to hear it again, honestly.
Thank you, thank you. I gotta memorize it, but you know, we'll get there.
One thing at a time. One thing at a time.
Yes, thank you. All right, let's get this party started. I know we didn't give you guys the on deck. I don't know, Leah. Did you want to spit something before we start?
No, something later. Let's get the studio popping on stopping.
All right, we've got Atlas coming up to the virtual mic right now, and on deck we have Anika. So please give it up. Welcome, Atlas. Welcome back. Where you at? Your camera went off. Did he step away?
Atlas, you here, Atlas?
You're usually that gets them. You see, even Tim turned around. He was like, "What?"
All right. It's been a while since Tim and I've been together for the show.
I think all right, maybe Alice stepped away from his screen. Let's bring up Anika. It's been a while since she's been on our stage. I'm really excited. How are you, honey?
I'm good.
Welcome back. I'm so glad to see you.
Yeah.
What are you gonna share with us tonight?
So it was a song I wrote a couple weeks ago. It was kind of just like a funny song. I don't know. I thought it would be fun.
All right, I'm here for it. Let's go.
Thank you. I wish I could fly, but I'll be honest, I think that I'm still kind of scared of heights, or maybe just falling from them. I don't know, but I hope I'm not falling for you. And I don't know why, but I haven't gotten rid of my mind. Not scared of the dark, I promise. I totally just keep it for sentimental value. You're way out of my league, and I'm probably doing way too much. Thought maybe we were meant to be, cause I saw you look at me. Am I a side character stuck doing side character things? Am I half-baked person already split out thought into? Was she the main character? She gets to do everything and she doesn't even know how to appreciate it. You wanna know about me? Well, I like more milk in my coffee. And if that's not enough for you, I think was trying to hide it too. I'm way out of your league, and I'm definitely digging way too deep. I thought maybe we were meant to be, till I saw you eating ice cream with her. Am I a side character, stuck doing side character things? I'm a half-baked person who writers but not thought into. Was she the main character? She gets to do everything, and her only personality trait is liking you. Not that I'm the next best choice, cause I still buy Happy Meal kids toys, and she's probably better for you, cause she doesn't unironically play the ukulele. I'm a side character, stuck doing side character things. I'm a half-baked person I read thought into. Was she the main character? She gets to do everything, and I'll always be nothing compared to her.
Yeah!
Anika, amazing. Thank you so much for sharing.
Yes, that was great. Oh,
That was so perfect.
You are the main character.
yes, you are. Yes, you are, baby. You are the main character. I felt that song though. Like I was like,
Good.
That was really
how you
good.
know about my life? How old are you, Anika? How you know about my life?
I'm 14.
Oh my gosh.
What?
Oh
My
my
God,
gosh.
age.
You better watch out.
That's how.
Anika, thank you so much for joining us tonight. It was so good to see you after so
Yeah.
long.
Yes.
And
I know that it's sometimes it gets late for you wherever you are. So if you want to come to us your second round before we get to the next round, just send us a private message and we'll bring you back on stage because I know that sometimes it's time for you to go to bed. I know Dad is like, telling you too much computer screen time. So I would love for you to do another song, but just tell us before you gotta go so we can bring you back on. Okay, honey?
Yeah, thank you.
Yes. All right. All right. Yeah.
we got Atlas back in the building.
Oh, Atlas, you're back. We was calling you, bro.
They call it what the PC term they use is a bio break. I went on a bio break.
That's amazing.
All right. All right.
Alright, so we got our guy AC Lightning on diggity deck, but blessing the mic right now. Y'all put your hands together for Atlas.
Yay! Welcome back.
So wonderful to be back. I really enjoy this space, this room. You guys are incredible. What I wanted to do is instead of one piece, I wanted to do some what I call quick wit, just a few thoughts here and there, something to think about. So let's go. The first one, when you think about the wording that we use for things right now, for instance, web, net, cell, right? Web, net, cell. And we wonder why we feel so trapped by technology. I mean, we call it a Facebook feed, but it's so many people that are starving for attention. We call them friends, but we've never been invited to their birthday. We have hardly even remember seeing their face. And honestly, if it takes a website to tell you have 437 friends, but it takes a flat tire at 437 to show how many friends we really have.
Wow.
We ask for followers, and yet in 13, 14 months, where would they be following us to? From the bedroom to the kitchen? We call it social media, and yet in its actual implementation, in its execution, in its use, it's actually sadly very antisocial. Because what we're doing is we're communicating with people from afar while ignoring the people who got dressed and came to where we are. We call it a phone, right? We call it a phone, but making and receiving calls is the least appealing and the least utilized feature of everything that device does.
So true.
We call it TikTok, and it's now the preferred method to waste time. TikTok. I don't know about you, but I don't know what bothers me more. How often telemarketers call me, or how seldom my friends and family do. Now, going really quickly to social media, you don't gain any strength if you go to the gym and don't put any weights on the bar, right? You don't gain any speed if you just sit there and run in place because you don't make no traction on the ground. You don't gain any endurance by stopping the very moment you start to perspire when you're exercising. So what do people think they stand to gain from avoiding, ignoring, and condemning every single person who challenges them in any way? First, they came, separate thought, almost done. First, they came for the toy stores, and I did not speak out because I had allowed my inner child to die. Then they came for the bookstores, and I did not speak out because I hardly read. And then they came for the music and movie stores. Remember those? And I did not speak out because I was downloading the content for free. Who pays for that, right? Then they came for the home decor stores, Pier 1, linens and things. But I didn't speak out because no one ever came over. Why would I decorate? Then they came for the art and hobby stores, and I did not speak out because I let my creative endeavors go away since childhood. Then they came for more brick and mortar stores, and I did not speak out because I was waiting for my online Amazon order to be shipped. And then they came for me. They came for me, my job, my business, my livelihood, my means of housing myself, my means of feeding myself. And I did not speak out. And there was no one there to speak for me. And there was no way for me to even share my voice with others because by that time, they controlled all communication. You know, to end, people will comfort you. People will comfort you when you're feeling down. And they'll say, you know, it's not your fault. Don't get so overwhelmed. I mean, it's not your fault. You didn't do anything. But isn't that exactly why, to some extent, we do feel like it's our fault? Because we didn't do anything. Thank you.
Yes. Yes. Speak on it. Speak on it. Yes. What are you doing over there, Leah?
I'm taking a different kind of bio break over off camera.
Damn, girl.
Not that type of bio break.
Sorry. That was amazing, Atlas. I love it.
Amazing. There was so many different bars there and like so many different things that resonate with everybody as a humanity. Thank you so much for sharing that.
I have a question for Atlas before we go to AC. Is this like freestyle thought, or is this written and you memorize it, or are you reading it? Like I just wonder because it's so conversational. I'm just curious.
So yeah, if we were like friends, like hung out and shared lunch together, there's like this transition people make, and sometimes like my close friends get accustomed to it because this is how I talk. You know, I don't do small talk well. Like I don't, and right now that's what people want. They just like want to talk about like what show have you been watching or this and that. And like I have such an appreciation and respect for people's time. Like I don't do small talk. I want to know how you're feeling, and if you tell me okay or good, how are you? Like no.
Yeah.
Let's roll back. How are you doing? Like how are you?
Like a natural. This is like more of your natural way of talking.
Yeah, because that's the whole point of all this, right? Is like we're using these words and we don't even realize like they could have named TikTok anything, but like TikTok like a ticking clock, and people are just like on it all day, you know, and it's weird. Like another one of my quick jokes is like I'm gonna make a website that merges YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook and just call it UTwitFace, you know? Because like Twitter, like I don't know if you guys like the word twit. A twit is like a fool, like a ridiculous person. So if you are a Twitter, like it's these apps that people love are like,
we don't even realize it.
They're like insulting you, you know?
They're literally using language to and getting like having us used to normalizing certain things. Thank you so much, Alice. That was great, and I love the insight that you brought. Please stick around. We'd love to see you in round 2. We're gonna move on. Who we got? What we got going on? Oh yes,
we've got Marco Romeo on Diggity Deck, but blessing the mic right now. One of our most frequent of frequent flyers, the one and only 20 graduate, dear friend to the game and to me and Jay and to virtual voices. Put your hands together for AC Lightning! Woo!
What's goody, y'all? What's goody? I want to ask everybody up in here, do y'all want to hear a poem that talks about a weird dream that I had? Or do you want to hear a poem talking about me being a weird person?
Oh, damn.
Weird
Dream.
person.
Let's do the dream. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard like
Weird person.
Dream. The dream.
Weird person.
Yeah, we want
Shit,
the
I'm gonna
weird dream. The weird
Okay,
dream.
we want it all. We want
This
it
is
all.
the weird person.
yeah, I heard like 3 y'all say the same thing. I'm like, damn. How I'm gonna do this? Hold up. I need a quarter. Hold up. I need.
He's trying to toss the coin.
Hold up. Alright. Oh, that's a play. Hold up. Alright, I got a quarter. I got a quarter. Alright. Heads is gonna be weird person. Tails, weird dreams. Oh. Weird dream. Wait, no, I said weird person with heads, right?
Yes.
Alright. Weird person is.
You gotta show it.
Yeah. Yeah.
He done picked it up. I'm dead.
All right.
Alright.
Let's go, weirdo.
Alright.
Hey.
The acronym of this poem is AWAK. I will reveal the whole title after I finish this poem, but nonetheless, we're gonna get into it. I'm a milk chocolate individual. I was made to be suave by default. I'm a weirdo, a nerd. I say things that leave your brain scrambled. The way I be off my rocker, I cause earthquake. I'm a dude who use words like spray cans to paint this graffiti in my life in the melting pot. I'm the one with the force. If you think me being black, I'm only good for a purple lightsaber, you're underestimating my powers. I walk on clouds and stars like a skywalker and leave some of you breathless like I'm Darth Vader. They know that I'm a threat to the system. They tell me the only way to get to the top, I need to assimilate. If I blend in, they say you'll be successful. Or I could rip off this KK costume, gun blazing mode on my bad boys flow, mimic these white people like Martin. It's the Negroes. Let me paint you my weird story. I'm on my famed fighter starship, something out of Star Wars, where I can fly to my own shows and fly off and fight some villains. My life is like a Jurassic Park melody mixed with Boys in the Hood with a pinch of Rush Hour 3. This is Planet of the Apes meets Star Wars, where Samuel L. Jackson comes out of Mace Windu. I come in swinging with my smuggler-type blaster with my blue or green lightsaber, step onto the scene, bullets flying, smoke all around me, flicking my braids back while the epic intro music playing in the background. I don't run with an army. I don't need a Han. I ride solo. I skywalk on these haters, moonwalk on these strange guys to get away from the dark side. This is the part of the story where the black guy saves the world. He gets the woman of his dreams. They get married. They have some kids, have a happy marriage, living life real good. And he didn't need to sling drugs, join a gang, or take shortcuts. For some of you, this may be strange. Like it's strange for a black man to be aligned to his own empire, being successful while cutting corners. Or strange to see a black man treat a black woman like a queen, uplifting other women, not using them for target practice. Hell, you think it's weird seeing a black man breathing and living. I'm what happens with the Psalms of David meets the fist of 5-finger death punch. Give you that head swinging attitude while giving you that humble embark on the knowledge talk. This phase fits perfectly. I'm holy enough to pray for you, but hood enough to swing on you. So, this is my cue to say something heroic or preach a positive message. See, I'm used to being misunderstood. I'm that kid that's been in awkward in I'm that kid who's been awkward in social circles. Never really been the one to walk with the crowds because I walk to the beat of my own drums. Life itself is like school. We call it hard knocks. I've been used to the way the system is fixed. The wealthy use cheat codes to this game, while I gotta play for the beginning to unlock my true potential. In this school, they don't shove you your lockers. They shoot you, kick your body in the grave, laugh at you, and throw dirt on you. It's just when you hear the boss music, the game over sign pops up. Time to click on that last checkpoint. Nah, I'm not done yet. Raise out of the grave like Lazarus, level up on my experience point, hit my epic finisher, show the cinematic cutscene closing with me killing the boss, finish off with a dope catchphrase, jump on my lightning rod, my ship, eat some mac and cheese, blast some of my music, and fly off. And throughout this whole story, the black man doesn't die in this movie. A kid could dream, right? But what do I know? I'm just a weirdo.
Yeah.
I'm just a weirdo.
That was amazing. Y'all give it up one more time for our guy.
Yes. One time for the weirdos.
Yeah, so I had to do a corn talk. That is a head for real. So you know.
So what was the A? It was AWAK.
Yeah. So I said I was going to do the title. AWAK stands for The Adventure of the Weird Awesome Kid, Part 1, because there's Part 2 that I'm almost done with. So maybe next time I might do it when we do another open mic. We don't know. But yeah, Adventure of the Weird Awesome Kid, Part 1. That's the poem. I'm a poet, rapper, spoken word artist, filmmaker. This Thursday to this Sunday. No, next week, Thursday through Sunday, I'm actually dropping a 4-part mini doc on how I created my EP that just dropped back in November called Rehabilitation. So I'm dropping like a mini, I edited, directed it, all that good stuff. It's first mini doc.
I know him.
It's going to be, for the most part, it's going to be on my YouTube channel, but it will be available on my Facebook page, AC Lightning, and my Instagram page as well. So y'all should subscribe to my YouTube page and all of that. And y'all should follow me on Instagram, the AC Lightning _. So yeah.
The man knows how to close himself out. That was AC Lightning, everybody.
He knows this.
He knows this. He knows us, and he knows this. Just a gentle reminder to you all. If you have already performed, we want you to stick around. We want you to come back for round 2. But if you could exit the StreamYard and watch the show on Facebook or YouTube, and just watch there. If you just watch there, you wait until we announce that we're doing round 2 and then come back in the StreamYard, that would be great. We need to keep all the space open for the other artists who signed up and who didn't, even the ones who didn't, to have them all speak their truth tonight. So we ask that you, if you've already performed, exit the StreamYard and come back in for round 2. Do not leave us. Do not leave us.
Yes. And to be fair, it helps us when you guys watch on Facebook and YouTube, because it gives us like those views and that streaming time. And it's really, it really helps us, it helps push our content. It helps people know that Virtual Voices is going on, because you guys are tuning in and we're getting like those numbers that everybody hates to talk about and everybody hates to watch. But if this, in order to push this platform further, we have to look at the numbers. So yeah, it helps us too when you guys are watching on Facebook and YouTube. She speaks
the truth. She knows the things. She knows the things.
Those of you that are watching, that want to come in the studio, there is space now. So please come into the studio so you can share.
Come on over, StreamYard. All right, on that note, I am a poet, not a singer. We're going to keep it moving and growing. It is live and on time. Virtual Voices. My name is Leah B, and the place to be with my co-host Jay Rhodes, because you already know the roses. She supposes. Anyway. And again, I am not a freestyle writer. I am a poet and a host, so I'm going to host this. We've got Whitney Alexis on Diggity Deck. My girl, Whitney. I love me some more. Whitney, girl, I don't know if you want to just share the cam with Corey, but Corey was trying to get in the StreamYard too. So you guys can decide if you want to just have 2 accounts or whatever's clever, girl. But you're on deck. Come into the mic right now. Let's put our real and our virtual palms together for the one and only Marco Romeo.
Yay! Welcome, Marco.
Thank you so
Welcome.
much. Thank you. Thank you once again for having me, Virtual Voices. Before I begin, I used to be a student in special ed, okay? And people hear a different sort of special when that ed is next to it, you know? But when I'm through, oh, see, you've heard guy like me talk good, but you've yet to discern individuals reminiscent of oneself, verbalizing succinctly. Haven't you? Mm-hmm. Also, fuck yourself, speech therapy. That didn't sound like a guy who breaks everything. Sounds like my back pays attention when it's turned. Shit, I could be facing forward. Boss will go leap, thinking I know the look. And if I do, it's almost always at his blank stare, rubber-necked, wondering, why do we sign his check? Hey, think he knows he has 3 heads? Meanwhile, this one's craning side to side, muttering, don't peek, come on, guys, work with me. Now, I can only say sorry, because out loud, I'm on the spectrum, comes out like I'm on the spectrum. Or is it on me? I'd wonder in geometry when they'd notice my posture rocking to the tune of Miss Brown carrying the 2. It wasn't even my jam, but felt if I disclosed why my brain just goes sometimes, I'd wind up high-fiving another hand I'm taller than for pouring water in a cup all by yourself. Yeah, way to go, buddy. Then again, Mark, it's 2021. All areas are gray now. Who knows? Maybe I will erase that assumption my brain's no bigger than the short bus I never took. And that's bus with 1 S, by the way. That I is capitalized, by the way. If you could look at that sentence, you'd find took as in past tense, as in no longer will I get such, when they're like, he can't do much. Fucking kidding me? Read your sonnet, motherfucker. By the way, the guy who breaks everything just fixed your mouth. Hear yourself? Huh? You're going, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much.
Marco! Yes!
That was Fire Flames.
Wow. And I just have to say, I've heard you do that piece on Clubhouse, and watching you perform it is a very different experience. And I could tell you're really developing that piece really nicely. I love you're really developing that delivery. So I like it. Every time I hear it, it sounds better.
There's nothing like visually seeing like growth and expansion. You know what I mean? And like it's a beautiful thing. Thank you so much for being here, Marco.
Yes, thanks, Marco.
Thank you.
Please stick around. We want to hear more from you.
Okay.
Absolutely. We're gonna keep it moving and grooving and flowing and growing. Friday night, feeling right. We've got our
So
guy.
wait, I have a question. Does Corey want to go after Whitney? Like, or are you guys gonna perform together? I'm
When do
confused.
you want to do that, girl? Ask Corey for me.
Yeah, like, well, he's picking up our dinner. So I told him already, I was like, if you arrive back in time, you'll go after me because we like technically logged on at the same. But if he doesn't, I'm just gonna tell him go into the virtual room. You'll get called eventually.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
All right, so keep us posted on that.
Yeah. Thank you for asking.
Yeah.
I guess should I just-
Hold on, sorry that we interrupted the proper introduction. Okay, so let's put our hands together for Whitney Alexa.
Yay! Welcome.
Thank you. This is my first time being here.
Yes, it is. And how did you find Virtual Voices? Where are you tuning in from?
Oh yes, how did you know us?
Yeah, Leah. I've known her for I think has it been almost 2 years? I
I
think.
think it's been a couple of years, yeah, since that fateful, beautiful night.
Yeah. I remember, the first night. I remember I told Corey, I was like, oh my goodness, it works so good. Yeah.
This is open mic, the jazz open mic, yes.
Yeah, the first night.
Awesome.
The first night. And Corey knew her work too. And I was like, so we remember your performance. Yeah, so this is my first time. I don't go to many open mics in general, but my girl Winter was, featuring, so I just wanted to support. We love Winter. We love Leah. I don't know you too much, J Rose, but I love your personality. I'm just gonna, anyways, I'm sorry. I'm just gonna go ahead and start. So this piece is a little deep, so I guess trigger warning for anyone who's not comfortable with it. Here we go. Lost in Time. That's the title of the piece. I've had men leave me for dead, quite literally. The dead look in his eyes makes me feel like I am gazing into a whirlpool most days. You're choosing men who don't give you affection because you want to see if you can earn it. If you can get him to reciprocate the love, if you can just be a better daughter, daddy will stop chasing after women and start being in your life. Sorry, 1 second. Wrong version. So sorry about that. Let me refresh it. I had an updated one. So sorry. Okay. This is the real one. Sorry about that. I've had men leave me for dead, quite literally. The dead look. Oh, so sorry. Sorry, I just want to make sure it's the right one because I just updated it before that. I'm so sorry about this.
No, you're good. Listen, we're always working on our pieces. I feel like I rewrite my pieces all the time.
Yeah, and I was like, I always have stuff on deck. I promise when I'm reading it, it'll be okay. 1 second. So here we go. Okay. Mm-hmm. Here we go. I've had men leave me for dead, quite literally. The dead look in his eyes makes me feel like I am gazing into a whirlpool most days. You're choosing men who don't give you attention because you want to see if you can earn it. If you can just reciprocate the love, if you could just get him to reciprocate the love, if you can just be a better daughter, daddy will stop chasing after women and start being in you and your sister's lives. I've had men leave me for dead. He is not sure if he is dead or alive most days, juggling between polar states, labeling himself as the devil for trapping me in this state of mind, yet still fighting to emerge as God himself in his retelling of our time spent together. Years later, in pitch dark against the canvas of the Brooklyn nighttime sky, somewhere near Gates Avenue, your head is aching under the pressure of dizzying spells from the alcohol and weed you enjoyed earlier as you are penetrated for the first time. I've had men leave me for dead. You cry out in pain when he enters without protection, without warning, without preparation, wondering whether your former coworkers will hear you and your carefully constructed personality crack in this bathroom, the same way your self-image cracks when he takes your hand and leads you into close quarters. As you exit and close the door behind you, one of his friends asks, "Girl, you okay?" You don't look at her face because you can't tell whether her tone is sarcasm or concern, and you'd rather not know the answer for the sake of your sanity. That you return to the bathroom later that night and throw up into the sink. A crimson red trail. Dionysus is working. You wonder if you might die tonight after years of attempts. After numerous attempts, you find yourself in bed with him again, naked and sweaty on a hot summer day in Brooklyn. He is looking up at the ceiling and telling you that he doesn't see you in his future. It is the day after your birthday. The year before that, you broke up. On your birthday, you cry when NSYNC plays in the restaurant he takes you to on a final farewell pity date. You never imagined love would feel like dying. Even if I die alone, I have all this love inside me. Later that night, he texts you and asks you to take Plan B because he might have come inside you. He wasn't wearing a condom, even though he knew his intentions when he visited wasn't to stay inside you. Your body ignites itself on fire and you burn for days while any potential remnants leaves your body, because the two of you will have no future, but he will still make appearances in yours. They're called ghosts for a reason. They're not going to come back to life, but they'll haunt you for the rest of yours. That was the first one. And the second one's a lot shorter. I'm just gonna read it because of that mix-up. Sorry about that. Second one's called Inferno. America is on fire. I am caught in the flames. My black body burning under exposed pressure. Every movement a calculated risk. Black folks developed rhythm while dancing ablaze. The embers jumping off our bodies, brilliant firework displays. 400 plus years of oppression shackle us to a history whites rewrite every decade, weaving intricate spider webs of lies trapping us in time. Colonization, slavery, segregation, gentrification, the premise has not changed, just the mass. They don't bother to cover up anymore, all their former shame removed by a fascist presidency. Unabashedly expressing hatred is their God-given right, granted from the moment Columbus implanted the Spanish flag, signifying his capture in soil, catalyzing a never-ending inferno for indigenous and black lives past and present, a combustion so enormous the gases choke us, scorch our bodies alive. Thank you, everyone, for having me. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Yay! That was great. So powerful. Oh my gosh, girl.
She is just full of power. I recommend for everybody to follow my girl Whitney. Absolutely amazing work from her always. And I want to say that something just on the topic of Whitney while we have her here. Something that I've loved about me and Whitney's relationship is that we met at this random poetry open mic. We followed each other's work. We may or may not have seen each other a couple times since then at shows. I think a couple times.
Yeah.
But it's just an example of how our community is able to entwine and help one another find these different places. I mean, those are pieces I wouldn't have heard if I hadn't met Whitney, if I hadn't had her asked her to come to my show the other night. It's a whole thing, you know. So just goes to show the chain of events and why community is important. Thank you so much for sharing that, Whitney. That resonated with me.
Yes.
It was amazing. Now is Jordan back with the dinner?
Oh yeah, he's not back yet. So okay. I don't think. I'm so sorry. I'm usually bad at promoting myself. Can I just say, I'm trying to get a book published maybe this year or next year. So just I don't post on social media often anymore, but just be on the lookout for that.
Please.
Yes.
Definitely. And when you do publish, keep coming back and tell us about it again.
This is we have a lot of people who come here and talk about, shameless plug, talk about their published work. So, just another reason to attend Virtual Voices.
Yes.
All right, we're going to keep it moving and grooving. We've got a lineup of heavy hits.
Leah, you muted yourself. You we can't hear you, girl.
Okay, yes, so I'm doing the dual screen with the TV, so I got a little mixed up. But as you know, we be getting mixed up and fixed up in virtual voices, all right?
Well,
So we
producer Tim to get it together.
come on, Timothy, or as my mother calls him, Romantico Timoteo.
Oh my God, ay Dios mío.
All right, let's keep it moving and grooving. We've got Cynthia Rose on Diggity Deck, but blessing the mic right now. If he's here, I see him. Let's put our hands together for a dear and near friend of mine, Jay's and Virtual Voices, the published poet himself. Y'all put your hands together for Poetically Nate!
Unmute yourself.
What's good?
How are you?
I'm doing all right. I'm doing great. Yes, I've been revising a lot of pieces.
Oh, nice. Are you excited about the retreat? Are you excited about the retreat this weekend?
Oh yeah.
Yes, Nate is coming to the Unplugged retreat. It's a 3-day trip we're taking to the Catskills with a group of writers. Nate's going to be one of our guests. I'm really excited. It's our first retreat, so I'm hyped.
Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna do this piece. It's during the trial, so I also wrote this piece during the George Floyd trial. So
okay.
I'm gonna do this one coming from a person. It's called 9 minutes and 29 seconds. Mrs. Chauvin, how many times did I tell you that I can't breathe until you had to kill me, but you just kept on me for so long? So what if I had a fake $20 bill? That didn't give you green light to kill me. I was chained up, laying down, calling for mama and crying for a hand to stop the madness, but you kept on going. Everyone was justice against you, so this is going to be worldwide, and I'm at worldwide. What did I do to deserve this horror? What did I do to deserve to die? Did I deserve any of this? All I wanted was to love my children, love my neighbors as myself, and most of all, love my community. Today the trial is on, and everyone will be watching you as you sit in the courtroom, and I hope that justice will prevail everything that goes on. That 9 minutes could have sent me back to my girl. That 9 minutes could have went to my kids. That 9 minutes could have settled something else. But that 9 minutes had to turn deadly. Justice will come back to be continued. So that's part one. Part two will be next week when it's over.
Yeah, maybe you'll write it during the retreat. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Give it up for Poetically Nate. Nate, do you have something that you maybe like published and want to tell people about? I don't know.
My book.
Yes. What's the title?
Lost in Wonder. It's the link's in the bio, and I have merch.
There you go. All right. Yes.
Himself. We gotta support one another. Make sure you hit that follow. Make sure you check out one another's work. We got up in her. So we've got Cynthia Rose coming to the mic, and on Diggity Deck is our featured performer. Before that, we'll have a word from our sponsors and a word from our J Rose. But blessing the microphone right this moment is Cynthia Rose!
Yay! What's up, amiga?
I miss you guys. I haven't been on since, I think, July of last year.
What?
You guys saved my life with this because I do poetry readings all the time, live and theater and sing, and like everything's shut down. So thank you. I'm so happy to be here. I've been busy, y'all. I've been working on a new book with my partner. Come here. Okay, this is mi amor, Stan. He's an amazing.
Hi, mi amor.
Hola, ¿cómo está?
He's a photographer. So we've been collaborating on a book, y'all. And it's full of poetry, inspirational affirmations. It's coming this summer. It's titled Journeys of Life.
I cannot wait.
And I'm so excited because I haven't published since 2013 when I published Bloom Forever, which is on Amazon, y'all. But this one's coming out. It's an art book, and we've never self-published. So we're just like, this is why I've been at MIA.
I'm excited for you. You're I can feel your excitement. Like I'm excited naturally for you, but there's like this extra layer of excitement that's coming from you. Like I'm super hyped for you.
It's love. Thank you. I follow everything y'all do. I love y'all so much. Okay, I've been writing like crazy. I'm gonna share one from the new book, and I'm gonna share one that's not in anything. I just wrote it 2 days ago. Or was it yesterday? It was yesterday. And I do these things like 15-minute sprints with an online writers group. And we just like every day we Zoom for 15 minutes and we just write. So you can make time to write, y'all. Okay. This one is titled Life After 50. Some say life begins at 50. Fabulous, I hear, or even nifty. Like, you're supposed to throw this huge event to celebrate the 5 decades you've just spent building, searching, learning, loving, losing, gaining, and finally becoming. Well, I spent my 50th birthday like any regular day of the week. I went to work and afterward to a meeting where I had to speak. If it were not for my dear friends who came bearing gifts, my day would have gone by as lonely as a feather adrift. Now, it's not that I wasn't happy to see a new year. I was simply grateful for the time just to be here. When one has gained and lost so much through the years, things like a birthday can be cause for shedding some tears. When I turned 40, I celebrated big time. My week at the beach with family was divine. But 50 found me still recovering from divorce, still unsure of what would be my next life choice, but grateful nonetheless for the lessons learned. Each gray hair truly was earned. Now, 60 will be a different story. I plan to embrace it with all glory. Woo!
Yes!
I don't know what possessed me to write about birthdays. It just popped in my head, life after 50. And I was like, well, what is life after 50? I'm 52. And I feel like I'm
What? Where? Like on your pinky toe?
I have 50, and my mama never let me wear makeup. That's my story.
Listen, I feel you.
So this next piece is titled Of Wind and Waves, Light and Love, and it will be part of Journey's Light, book coming out this summer. When the waves appear their strongest and the winds bite your ear, love will find its way to you if you keep your faith dear. Trust in the light. It is always near, guiding your sails to the shore past your fear. Storms may brew and houses may fall, but love builds a fortress that will always stand tall. Want not for comfort with vanity, shells crushed. Shelter each other with mutual trust. The journey is light, so mustn't hold tight. Be free and embrace with ease that in which we delight. All will circle toward where it once began, as life reveals the beauty in what is unplanned. Thank you.
Yes, yes, yes. That was amazing. That was
feedback from you. What happened? What happened? ¿Qué pasó aquí? Leah? Leah Vanessa Gonzalez.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we were getting feedback.
Oh, sorry.
But you sound fine now. Yes, give it up for Cynthia Rose.
Woo! Yes, you guys make sure you follow her everywhere. Make sure you check out her upcoming projects. Thank you so much for being here, Cynthia. We love you. We're so happy to see you.
You were muted, Cynthia. What did you have?
I was gonna say, I mean, I have so many different things, but I'm most active on Instagram at La Poeta China. LAPOETA. There it is. Yeah. La Poeta China.
I got you.
Thank you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Come on. I save you guys some, you know, you get a little extra performance time if I save you that plug time.
Yes. All right. It's looking like we have our featured performer coming to the mic, but briefly before then, Jay, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe we have a word from our sponsors.
Yes, so if you guys don't know, Leah V and I did kind of like this really cool creative thing last year. We published this awesome Writer's Unblocked journal. It's a journal full of prompts, writing prompts, activities, and games, and all this cool stuff here. We designed it from cover to cover. So yes, we got a little commercial to show y'all about it. I hope I got the right one in here. Hold on. I saw Cynthia dancing, and that one has my website on it. But if you go to the link in Leah V's bio, or you go to her website, or the link in my bio, both of our pages have the you can purchase it on either one of our pages. That's why I was like, I wonder if I have the right one. I gotta fix that one because that one has just my website, and that's not right.
One of us is both of us, so you know, if you need to get your journal, you make sure you do so.
Yes, and you know what's really cool about it is that we are in the works of kind of putting together some more fun, creative stuff down the line.
Oh,
so
yes, I'm very excited.
You do have the Writer's Unblocked journal. You know, get ready because we got more for y'all. But yeah. Without further ado, it is time to see who we all came here to see. Because, you know, y'all like Leah V and J Rose, but you know, it's about our features when we do this, right? So please, let's give a warm welcome to Winter. Yes! Amazing poet and a mom, right? You're how's motherhood? How's the baby? Like
amazing. I'm tired. I barely have time to write anymore, but I'm so excited to be here and do what I love to do. It feels good to be out of my mom shell for like 5 years.
Yes, you need a break, girl. Take that break. You earned it.
But also, before I start, I just wanted to let you guys know, all of y'all were mad dope, and you guys gave me all of the energy I needed. I was mad nervous, but I feel a little bit more confident because you guys were so
yes.
Like, I enjoyed each and every one of y'all. So without further ado, a lot of the work I'm doing tonight is new, so I'm going to be reading it. I'm a little rusty on remembering things. So have a screen. So thank you guys for, you know, lending me your ear and your heart tonight. I'm really excited. to share this with you. This first piece I do, I wrote it. It was based off of like a feeling I was having where I was feeling really stagnant, and just I was depressed, and as a result of my depression, there was like some stagnant behaviors, and it's just a reminder to myself, like, of how fortunate I am to even have, you know, the space to be alive and to feel in general. Like, we take everything for granted, even the ability to emote, you know. So it's untitled, and it goes like this. What's the difference between a corpse body and a seed? One has ended and the other intends to begin. Millions of people are remains and became debris of something once alive, yet you are afraid of living. Such pageantry. To flaunt your sadness when you have the privilege to feel, and many sit in hospital beds sealed off, awaiting God's mercy. Tears having turned your shallow waters murky as you sit waiting for someone to unearth the same things that you hide for the sake of your pride. Such pageantry. To flaunt your shame when you have the choice of emerging from the dirt in a different way. What did you do in the dirt you've tossed on yourself while your body continued to breathe? We often deem ourselves worthy of the dirt and not on the beauty that sits on the surface, but what did you do in the dirt that you've tossed on yourself while your body continued to breathe? Such pageantry. To be a growing thing, impersonating the deceased. Thank you.
Yes.
That's the first piece.
That last line.
That last line is killer.
Yes.
I love y'all. Shh. Sorry. Fiance is drunk over here. Anyway. The second piece is called Loot, and I wrote it as a result of my people looting stores. And the way it was being covered just made me mad uncomfortable. Like, they were making it seem like we were doing it without reason. And it evoked so much emotion in me that I wrote this poem. I hope you guys can resonate with that. My people pick cotton for free. And the news acts like this is something new. They conveniently demonize us as our thumbs bleed from playing games that they started. We never really departed from our history. My people pick cotton for free. Now it's become a burden when it used to be their luxury. My people earned this cotton. They were wearing brands on their back. We don't know how not to act like the civil beings you've groomed us to be, so we picked this cotton to remind you that we are still stuck in some part of history. They call it looting, when really they polluting these streets with our blood, and heaven's gates has a flood of our babies. We are picking cotton. We are taking leather. We wish we can do better, but remember, we are still tethered to our history. So we pick this cotton like we wish to pick our freedom. Thank you. Thanks.
You have been on fire.
Yeah. And this last one is it's an older piece. It's not none of my newer work, but it's called Beaches. And when I wrote it, it's about basically the Black experience in America, and a lot of that is not knowing where, you know, your lineage is derived from. You know, if you really think about it, we were taken from this country. We were taken from one general area of this country, in Africa. Excuse me, in this continent rather, in Africa. And we don't know exactly where. We can't go back and hug our family there and be like, we're back, you know. So that's what this poem is about. It's about that empty feeling when I think of my lineage. Even doing ancestry didn't really fulfill that for me. They treat my struggle, they ask me of my heritage. And 1,000 tribes whisper in my ear, and they fight for my tongue, and I realize that I'm not one thing, but I'm not nothing. So I must be everything. You know, inside a seed is a whole tree. Inside this Black body be a soul deriving from places only my blood knows, but it still runs. Like siren lights are flickering in the backdrop, like the news still wishes to cut off its circulation, like it stared at history too much and forgotten its own face. It must have forgotten that running through me is because of race and not because of fear. And I'm black and I'm here and sure. They treat my struggle like a fad. They forecast it, repackage it, and try to sell me to myself like I ain't been sold out. Like there wasn't a recall on blackness not too long ago. And my search for self becomes a show, a counting of sand where no one knows how this story ends. And me pushing against those who try to draw the curtains because, well, the show is too long. A reenactment of exhausted history that even I can't understand. I mean, I tried to count sand. And I realized that rivers run towards oceans and my blood must be a potion of something sweet because I often find myself lodged in some white man's teeth. They told me to stop counting sand and to get over the past in the same breath, like the two weren't synonymous, like the U.S. didn't make a sin out of us, like we in this history is not always on the brink of repeating, like America has ever had a great moment when the culture itself started with these, when these studies show crowns being snatched from the heads of royalty and waters being thick enough to separate the blood of dynasties, bloodied hands buried in fields of cotton and smiles filled with teeth rotten by the sweet of manufactured freedom. I dare you ask me my history when my present has barely gifted me breath, and death just means I get to meet the same soil they buried my freedom in when these studies curse my black magic and tell me to scrape the walls of my skin when the gift of my Christmas is cold. Black as the marrow of my bones, and I call the same land of my imprisonment my home. You'll feel the pressure of becoming a diamond. Well, these days you have to die to become a diamond. When these studies, excuse me. Sorry, guys, I felt it too much and then it left my brain. When the fields are cursed or blessed with your hands, you'll realize that this world may very well have been yours from the beginning because you know it best. And I mean, sure, motherland transports your body like contraband, but mother knows best. So you weather the storm you call your inheritance. You asked me of my heritage, and I asked you to help me count sand. And I tell you of a blizzard, blanketing the continent of my existence. I tell you of vultures, swarming the carcass of my liberation. I tell you of magic. I tell you, these rivers of blood run across nations. My black be a god so omnipresent, even though I am hated where they stationed us. I tell you, being black ain't all tragic. I tell you, I be a walking testament. Test of men's humility, documented redemption, that black just means being exempt from having a place to call your own besides your bones, I guess. That's the magic in being black. Existing without a definitive place to trace back. You asked me of my heritage. Again, I asked you to help me count sand. You asked me to tell you what I mean. I tell you to do like I do. And just fade the black. Thank you, guys.
Yes.
Thank you, guys.
Oh my God.
That was amazing. Oh my God.
Yeah,
That was so dope.
And I'm such a fan. So I'm like fangirling in this moment. So thank you for saying that.
Oh.
That was so good.
Before I go, I'm writing a book entitled Soul, S-O-L, and it will be published, God willing, December 21st, the first day of winter. Why? Because my name is Winter. That's why.
Yes.
And I'm really, really excited about this. This is my first time venturing in something like that. The first time investing in poetry, besides just so if you guys want to follow me and follow me on Facebook, or even contribute to the cost, yeah, there you go. You can follow me at Winter, right, on Instagram. my Cash App went to T right now. God bless you guys. I enjoyed everyone tonight. Thank you, J Rose and Leah. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, Winter.
Amazing, absolutely amazing.
Tell you, and I love what I do, and like this is just an example because like I meet so many amazing and phenomenal performers, and it'll sometimes just be in passing, I see them at an open mic, and then like, a year later, 2 years later, you guys are still doing your thing, and just like I'm so glad that you came, Winter. Thank you so much.
Yes.
When I first met her, we hugged, and she was like, "I want to feature you," and she came out. I did.
Yeah, that's right. Because I met you it was a February. Because I remember it was my like erotic. I did an erotic themed for February, and that was my first time meeting Winter. And she performed. She did like 1 or 2 pieces that night, and I was like, "Yo, I need to feature her." Like I was ready to get her on the schedule, and then COVID was like, eh.
Yes,
But
yes.
look at that. We still got you, right? Virtual. We still did it. Thank you so much. Please show some love again for our featured performer, Winter, and send some love. Listen, she's a new mom too. Like, throw some coins that way because diapers ain't cheap. You know what I'm saying? Babies ain't cheap. Humans ain't cheap. That part. All right, we're gonna keep it going for the night, going and flowing. Before I call up our next open mic performer, who is Brenda Stanley. Brenda, if you are watching on Facebook, please comment and let me know that you are still in Facebook. I will have to ask one of you guys in the studio to step out to give space for Brenda to come and perform. But remember what I said, we are not kicking you guys out of the house. We're just asking you to go chill on the porch and, you come back in the house later. But before we go to Brenda, and if Brenda is not available, we will have Rayanne. Rayanne should I know you're watching on Facebook or YouTube. I see you. Oh, you on YouTube. I see you commenting. So there is room in the studio. So Brenda, please join us. Rayanne, please join us. But right now, I'm gonna call up this really amazing, like phenomenal woman. She is my partner in creative crimes, and she is the hostess with the mostest here with the virtual voices. Oh shit, I'm flowing. Please give it up to my girl, Leah B. Yes, I know her.
Well, thank you guys so much for having me. Just kidding. You guys have to have me. I am your host. But as always, I love virtual voices. Working a full-time job in corporate America and having forced against my will to be back in office for months and months now. Virtual voices has really been my saving grace. So I know I've said it before. I'll say it a million times over. Thank you guys for having me. I'm gonna do a little piece. I'm not even gonna say anything about it. You guys might have heard it before. All of the maids in Manhattan, Siamese twin together and robotically moving in unison, doncellas like rockets kicking dust and dead socks up. All of those merry maids on the move, ducking and weaving through recently renovated linoleums. All those thick tongues so we stay silent unless we're back on the block, ladies, the ones in plain sight who hide from ridiculous rights. All them Fuck a Mr. Cleaner, this be misconspicuous, spotless goddess. Those warriors never stamped who hardly stand a chance. A woman sealed in sacrifice in order to well round our existence. I swear only they compare. You put my mother, my sister, and me in an untouched library, laced with lice. Traces of mice, soiled ties, stained dye, oversized rust, hidden in undersized pus. The whole room sus just watches. We navigate that war. Watch the divinity of Fabuloso all over crooks and crevices, miraculous miracles as unmesses. Watch the Gleam team reign supreme on the pledge floor scheme. Watch as Tito Puente moves mommy into magician mode as she decodes furniture, creates centerpieces of wretched breeds. Create centerpieces of wretched. Sorry, I got, she said, I got too involved in the words. Create centerpieces of broken reeds. Grandiose displays of paper clips and papers dipped in scraps of used notebooks. And watch as she arranges too many instruments she knows will pivot in palms as she soft sighs all over my father, all over Willie Colon. She never misses a beat. Suddenly, the most convoluted space makes neat. She sees things crowd and creates crowns, puts it down with the cluster. Now watch as we shift to my sister as she musters all things suddenly luster. She thrusts dust into bluster. She's got pollo marinating. She's spitting biggie while cooking, washing clothes while hooking pots to their places, making space in all napes. And Amy serenades me as I move mountains to mop tops. We're all prancing, creating backdrops, recalling articles, debating chronicles of when we had less. When it was buses and frozen meals, because mommy worked overtime, because Aita made 2 more humankinds. We've been trained as caregivers, soldiers of servitude. I swear my mother will suggest the shirt off her back after forcing upon you a baked goods attack. I've seen my sister take out the last of what she had, place it on a plate, and yelled, "Eat it," in my face. And this keeping of house, it makes me depict my ancestors, calloused, corroded, singing sweetness, cutting sweet sticks along the island all the same. Now, when they were colonized by Spain, followed by good old American Joe, when the sand between their toes felt less free than it had before, when they struggled with the sounds of uncertain, close current, illogical Ingles, when they began to change the way they dressed, when they didn't realize as citizens they remained oppressed, when they were sexualized and used, labeled stupid yet pursued, when San Juan became the Bronx, when the back door became the front, did they ever imagine? Did they ever think? It could be our floors we scrubbed, our very own tiles rubbing past the falsified foreign identity of Mrs. Liberty wearing Uggs past that D-train toward us. We own magic. Anything you can do, we can do bleeding. Anything you can do, we can do beating eggs for entire elaborate guest lists of our own meetings. The men make space for us in our era. And Nuestra Familia, the patriarchy, moves aside that wage gap and cares for us even when we can't move aside our pride to ask. My father worships the woman he wed. They act as a unit so fluid that I've learned to not tell one without expecting the other to address the cover with me directly. The roles we hold reek of respect. We never neglect the needs of one another because we know we're stronger together than alone. And fighting white America as a whole been the goal. Since 18, we took it to the polls. And we took it to the other polls. The ones that hold palms as we walk upstairs. Mira, Leah, don't forget that spot over there. My mother reminds me. We've been cleaning. It's in our blood to scrub. They call me Sofia Vergara, and I scrub that. Call me a spick, and I scrub that. Listen, my tongue contains multitudes. My linguistic skill is overused. I does that. Gonzalez women hit you with the English, Spanish, Spanglish, Latin root, all while hovering over hot food. We bounce back. We cater, we carry, we clean, we never concede, and we attack eloquently. So it's best you bless yourself by letting us out of that box before we break out. We got numbers. Largest growing population in New York City. So build your walls, and our Lysol disinfectant wipes will ruin by rubbing you off as we walk past collegiate aisles, all educated and dedicated to our people. But what do I know? I'm just a Nuyorican chick on all fours on the floor, not being able to answer my Saint Mother's calls, asking me the last time I got that corner of the hallway. We hold magic. We stem from soil. My mother, the sun, and my sister, the water. So watch me make corruption weep. Watch as we seep into society. Watch as we blossom into our ancestors' wildest dreams. Que bonita bandera. My father sings as we clean, clean, clean. Thank you, guys.
Okay, poet.
She a poet, for real.
I wanted to do something off the top, and I'm not with my mom and sister right now, and I usually am on Virtual Voices nights, so I thought I'd surprise them.
Oh my gosh! Yes, love it,
Thank you.
love it.
Yes, thank you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for having me. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you and all
Look
that
at
you
that.
do.
The crowd is going wild.
All right. Enough about me. We're gonna keep it moving and grooving. Is Brenda?
Yeah, she's in here. Brim for space. Refresh the list because we've got Rayanne and Phoenix. I don't know if they're in the same space together or what, but yes. So guys, come into the studio. We definitely got space for you guys. Join us so that you can perform because you guys are on deck after Brim for Peace. Did I say Brim?
How do I get in?
Wait, well, how we got I see two of you. Where you at?
I'm in StreamYard. Do I need to come out of StreamYard?
No, you good. You good right where you are right now.
Okay.
I see you. Welcome back, Brim.
Okay, make sure I'm back.
No, you're good. We got you. We see you.
You see me?
Yes. Don't
Okay.
sweat, my pet. You good.
All right. Do a poem. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. I'm gonna do
happy to have you
Beyond.
back.
Okay, thank you. I'm gonna do Beyond Race. Beyond race. Did he make us more human or less? Did he open our eyes or cause us to look away from the truth we keep denying? When Colin took a knee so Chauvin would move his knee that stopped the flow of oxygen-rich blood to the brain of George Floyd, to all of us. They tried to find a reason to justify why he was crucified, not like Jesus, but like the thief who died with him on the cross. They point at George's sins as though that matters, but all of us are George Floyd. From the robber to the Pope, we are living, breathing human beings, hoping we will not encounter the Chauvins. They are a mother's worst nightmare every time her son or daughter leaves her watchful eye to step into a world where there are wolves in blue shirts, white collars, and black robes, and on the hill and right next door. We don't know, but we know depravity and humanity cannot exist in the same space. And race, gender, ethnicity, faith, or class should not determine whether you live or die for a minor infraction or just because somebody was having a bad day. We are Georges or Chauvins, Cains and Abels in a world where life is given by love or taken by another human being by a gun, a knife, a knee, a word, blow, Did he make us more human or less? Did our hearts stop when George's heart ceased to beat and called mama, repeat, mama, repeat, mama? Did all the mamas in us hear him and weep as he lay dying under the kneeling knee of indignity? Did he make us more human or less?
Ooh. Ooh. Brenda. Wow. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Give it up for Brim for Peace.
Thank you.
Yes. I'm just going to put your info up here so people can follow you and connect with you. I didn't want to put it up before because it was going to like cover your face.
Okay.
Yeah, so please.
Amazing. That was absolutely amazing. You guys give it up for Brim for Peace, everybody. We're going to keep it moving and grooving. We got a line of heavy hitters. We still in round one, up in her.
Yeah, you guys have been amazing tonight. Like, thank you everybody that's performed, that's tuning in and watching. Like, you guys are killing it.
Yeah, we love you guys. You guys make our week every week.
Yes, absolutely.
So we've got Phoenix Rocks on Diggity Deck, but coming to bless the mic right now. You guys put your hands together.
Oh, y'all put me on the spizz out. It's all good. Hi everybody, how's it going tonight? Hey, what's going on? Late, but fashionably late.
Are you gonna perform first, or is Rayanne gonna perform?
However we want this to go down. I'm here to give vibes and give energy as well to everybody else. I'm not just here to perform.
I'm about to break the internet.
All right, let's have Rayanne go on first, and then you gonna do music, Phoenix, or you gonna do poetry?
I actually gonna kind of do a mix of both. I got some new material that nobody has heard, and I kind of wanted to do it tonight
cool.
for
Yeah,
you guys. So
get your music queued up and all that stuff.
I'm about to do that. And
while Rayanne does her thing.
Okay.
All right, guys, please put your hands together for another one of our frequent flyers who've been popping up and future collaborator. Rayanne Chanel. What's up?
Hey. Okay. No. I am a collection of all of the people that I love. To Poppy, Granny, Grandma, Daddy, and Noel's right. Every time Craig held me, I absorbed some of his creativity. I can't draw at all. I'm spongy. I used to be torn. Now I am reading, writing, uplifting, absorbing. Okay, that was a snippet of my poem titled Black Sheep, Dark Room, inside of this book.
Ooh.
Right?
I like it.
Thank you. Hi. Hey, Brenda. Okay. So this is another poem. Oh my goodness. Teeny weeny tiny poem. I have my granny's feet now, cracking to heal, sweeping on and across floors, absorbing uncleanliness because it'll all be washed away anyway at the end of the day or the week when I shower. I have Jesus's consistency, but not his consistency. I have the same marks as the one Jesus woke up with after fasting for 40 days, maybe. I don't know. I am unworthy of the reminder. I am unworthy of the reminder. They are a reminder of suffering. More importantly, a reminder of prevailing. Reminders in my imagination bother me sometimes. Is it the last high five with my uncle before the end of his season? The head rub or the hug that took my hope?
Wow.
Mm.
Wow.
Mm.
Nice.
Girl.
Damn is right.
She always does it to me, man. Ray Ann, thank you so much. Please give it up. Now, I know that Ray Ann is not a big social media person, but she has this dope hashtag that if you want to find her projects or people that are collaborating with her on amazing projects, a lot of us will use that hashtag. So you can follow that hashtag on Instagram and definitely see content that's connected to her. So definitely stay in touch. She's a dope individual. All right. So on deck we have Evan's explosion. Now Evan has been having technical issues getting onto the StreamYard, so he emailed me like his like a rehearsal video of what he was going to perform. So I'm going to play that video after our next performer. But coming to the virtual mic right now is not only a first timer to Virtual Voices, but a very, very good friend of mine that I love and hold so dear to my heart. I was
love you too.
devastated when she moved to the West Coast, but you know what? But it's okay because I introduced her to Rayanne, and now they're like pals, and I love it.
Yes, West Coast pals. Good vibes on
So
both
I'm
coasts.
really, really happy about that. So I know that you're in good hands with good people out in the West Coast. So I'm not too mad that you left me. But I have abandonment issues, so you know it.
I'll be back in July. I'm coming back for my birthday. I gotta spend in New York summer. I gotta do it.
All right. Well, you have to see me because I love you and I miss you.
I love you too. Yeah.
All right. What you gonna do for us, boo?
So this is new material.
New shit.
Yeah. So if I fumble the bag, don't judge me, y'all, because
it's okay.
This is new stuff. I haven't even recorded this. I'm actually what you don't know is I'm actually going into some rebranding. So I'm going in the vault and I'm kind of shutting down to get to work and get it cooking and then come back out with some new stuff.
I know this already, girl. I know
right.
this. We'll talk about that later.
Right. Okay. So this could be. I feel like I have alter egos, and this is Cali Phoenix.
Ooh.
I'm a little gritty. Bye with me, y'all. Yeah. It's Phoenix. Never have I ever in my bald-headed life seen a bitch sit me down when I'm up on the mic. It be bar after bar. Now them girls getting tight. They thought that they could sleep. Don't ever judge by the type. My flow's real nice in your head like lice. And I still turn heads off the cabbage and the rice. That smoke and that fit got me tighter than the kite. When he heard I could sing, man, that got your brother hype. I swear, I never really planned to be a rapper, but who else gonna give you flow plus a vernacular? When I start to open up, yo, it's spectacular. I go hard for everyone that ever doubted her. Out here for Dolo till I find the right team. Had to slow it down to see that's how you succeed. No longer focusing on time and no speed. Vision has no data expiration, just dream. You gotta be careful, you gotta be patient. It's lessons in waiting, it's not your time. But still be prepared, cause when you get there, yo, you gotta walk on it. You next in line. Everything literal, no subliminals. They say you hit dog hollers, that's just in general. So if you feel away, then it was meant for you. Don't kill a messenger, baby, just be accountable. I'm just here to live in purpose, that's what I came to do. Way beyond songs and bars, this shit is valuable. Shifting my perspective for better, now you feel powerful. Faith of a mustard seed can move about and boo. Another evolution is taking place. You get to witness greatness in the making. Another evolution is taking place. You get to witness greatness in the making. Another evolution is taking place. You get to witness greatness in the making. Another evolution is taking place. You get to witness greatness in the making. That's some new stuff, y'all.
Yeah.
New Phoenix.
New
Hey.
down below.
Follow
Thank you.
friend. Follow my
Thank-
friend, yo.
Yo, Phoenix killed it so hard. I'm in her inbox right now. Like, yo, you just killed it.
Thank you so much, everybody. I'm actually a singer, you know, so I'm starting to dive more into my hip hop. So
Yo,
I'm really
y'all
a
don't
singer.
even know.
So I was giving y'all a little preview of the hip hop stuff that I'm working towards. Like I'm trying to really perfect that. But please check me out, and I do follow back. I'm not bougie. Show me some love, and shout out to you, J Rose and Ray Ann. I love you guys, East Coast and West Coast gang. It's a tribe
Listen,
vibe thing.
gang. Let me tell y'all, she's like sells herself. Like, so she's like so fucking humble. Like, if I could sing and rap and just be as dope as you, I'd be so cocky as shit. Like, people would probably hate me. Like, yeah, I don't even know. And she's a poet too. Like, so don't even sleep. Like,
Yeah. It's a woman who holds many cards. All the hats.
It started with poetry. My home is always gonna be with the poets.
Yeah.
Amen. Get that in writing. So, you're going to keep it moving and grooving. Virtual Voices. It's been quite the night so far. We've had everything. It's been amazing. We're going to keep it moving and grooving. We still in round one. We're going to get to round two soon enough. But without further ado, we got the great Sigma on Diggity Deck blessing the mic right now. Y'all put your hands together for Evan's explosion.
Yay! So I'm gonna be sharing. The rehearsal video that Evan emailed me. So bear with me as I figure out this technology. You know what I'm saying? Okay. No wonder. You know. Now. All right. Let me know if y'all see my screen.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
See.
Can you hear it?
Hello to East Coast. Evans explosion.
Yes.
I've spent my entire life trying to get in front of you. To finally be in front of you, I just want to say, you look fucking good, baby. This song right here is a song that I wrote on the beat of a very popular song. And you can watch my talk show. It's currently the most watched public access show in my state. Much more stuff to come. Please come be a part of the explosion. Come be a fan.
Hey.
This is an experience.
If you're my fan, then you'll take off your pants and so
his clothes on.
And join in this explosion. You're my fan, then you'll experiment. Let me experience.
It's a time for me.
I didn't see you when the sand motherfuckers getting busy, but the don't even go wrong ways. So don't be jelly, baby, cause I ain't going nowhere. I'm be chill. Put your left foot right over there. It's been a long time since I played Twister. It's been a long time since I played Twister.
Hey.
You're my fan. Then you'll take off your pants, and so will all your friends. And join in this explosion. You're my fan. You're my left foot, right foot on blue. How she wants to, then you can all join my group. I always play well in groups. Left foot, right foot on blue and your feet. All she wants to, then you can all join my group. I always play well in groups. Left foot, right foot on blue and your feet. All she wants to, then you can all join my group. I always play well in groups. If you're my fan, then you'll take off your pants.
Hey!
And so will all your friends. And join in this explosion. If you're my fan, then you'll experiment. Let me experience you. Bam, 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 if you're my fan.
And your drone only fans too, you shit. I'm Evan's explosion, baby, and I'm about to blow in 3, 2.
Yeah! It's the effects.
Wow. Wow.
He always comes with the effects.
Yo, he always comes through with the effects. Hold on. Let me post his info real quick so y'all could follow and stay connected. He be putting on a show. And you know, it's the first time, Evan, I know you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, I don't remember, but I'm feeling the colorful hair. You're giving me like Bad Bunny vibes. I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Yes. I heard some Daddy Yankee, some Bad Bunny, you know, a little this, a little that.
It's the
comments. You guys make sure you follow Evan. He's the bestest with the restest. We're going to keep it moving and grooving. Virtual Voices, Friday night, feeling right. We've got Corey Gonzalez on Diggity Deck. We're blessing the mic right now. Put your hands together for the one and only frequent flyer, magician, poet. We'll see what's coming to the mic tonight. Put your hands together for the great Sigma.
Yay! Yo, where's my chat book? Yo, I'm waiting. I'll be hitting up the mailman every day.
Hey, it's going to be out soon. I was hoping I could show a little bit and get a few more people to bite. I got about, I want to say 9 left, and I want to sell a couple more, but I got my first vaccine dose, so I'm going to be hitting up the postman pretty soon and sending those out for you.
Okay, good. Because I'm waiting. I want my chat book. Let me tell y'all. He's got a chat book. He only had like 12 copies left. Whoever, I know there's people trying to come in the studio. It might be Corey, who is our next performer. So if somebody can please like jump out, head over to Facebook or YouTube and tune in over there. Don't worry, we're keeping track of everybody so you won't get lost. I'm sorry, Balin, do your thing, honey.
It's no problem. Yeah, so I'm going to read a new piece tonight, and if you enjoy what you hear, I've got a lot of other work. So hit me up on Instagram or and let me know if you'd like a chapbook, because I am trying to get them all sold so I can get more printed. Without further ado, well, actually, I want to say I'm actually in a hotel room, so there's a bitter sort of irony to reading this piece right now because I am outside in the world through strange circumstances, and it's somewhat terrifying. But here this goes.
Oh, you got this. Don't worry.
I have never much cared for the term microaggression. Maybe it's because I'm a large man and I have been painted as aggressive simply because of the dimensions of my skin. I'd prefer to give people the benefit of the doubt. Maybe it's because I'm on the spectrum and it's hard for me to tell whether someone is acting out of ignorance or out of malice. I don't think it's fair to punish someone for a social misstep when they just don't know any better. But for Christ's sake, every time I see someone with a mask underneath their nose, I question whether it matters. Ignorance or malice, the harm is done. I've got insurance companies and pharmacies and doctors bleeding me dry while I suffer alone, trapped inside. And now, when I take a precious risk for the sake of my sanity or to collect my medication, I have to deal with fucking yokels who can't put the flap over the face. Don't stand here and preach to me about your freedoms. There's a capitalist boot on my neck and you're belching words that are nothing but poison into my face as I gasp for air. Don't tell me these empty streets are a vacation. The roads are vacant so that those of us who are at risk are safe to step outside when we are forced to. The roads are empty so that those who are being dragged to work by the chains of capitalism have a clear path to get there. The streets are vacant so that those who are actually putting their lives on the line have the space to deliver food and practice medicine without added threats. It's easy to think there is no hell when you're looking down from the clouds, but believe me, you can just as easily fall. Don't stand here and bemoan staying inside and doing nothing. Nothing is what you did when cops killed people in the streets. Nothing is what you did when teachers abused children. Nothing is what you did when pollution scorched the earth, when war raged in the Middle East, when poachers drove elephants to near extinction, when capitalist corporations stole our identities to stitch advertisements to our eyeballs, yet suddenly doing nothing is somehow too much to bear? Perhaps in the silence of your thoughts, you have been forced to reckon with what your life has amounted to. It seems fitting that humankind's own apathy and willful ignorance are spreading this virus, causing death and destruction, but yet again, the harm falls like a guillotine blade, rope cut by the hands of privilege onto the necks of the most vulnerable. You refuse to stay in your home, but you're willing to put others in their grave. You won't wear a mask, but you'll put on an executioner's hood just fine. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe I should give you the benefit of the doubt. Perhaps you are swollen and bloated on that capitalist propaganda we've all been fed with a red, white, and blue spoon, that we must constantly be doing something. Our consumerism is as meaningless as the pages of an atlas are to an animal. We must be working, we must be consuming, traveling, pay that sales tax, that gas tax, that cable bill, more, increase the GDP, line the pockets of the rich. Tickets, get your tickets. Not even P.T. Barnum could have dreamt up this fucking circus. It's okay to stop. Be still. Breathe. Reflect on the things you have to be thankful for. Enjoy the things you have around you, the people, if you are still blessed with their company, instead of partaking in the endless doing in the cause of more. A few rays of sunshine and a phone call from a friend are enough to keep this isolation from eating away at the spirit. But no white roses or apologies will bring back the people who have died for the nothing you refused to do. Please, go inside. Do nothing. And in that nothing, search for God. Search for the value of life. Or you know what? Maybe do go outside. Wander those empty roads. The ones paved with good intentions. Walk them all the way to their fiery fucking end. It's my piece.
Oh my God.
Listen, he's an amazing writer. He's a magician. Like, y'all don't listen.
He's magical with the cards and the tricks, and magical with the verses. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Oh my God, Sigma, we have your intro. But for real, there were so many bars, and seeing you deliver that was a thing of beauty because you emphasized everywhere that needed to be emphasized. It was very performative, and it was just great, and I felt it, and I felt it, Tim felt it, Jay felt it, all the people backstage felt it. It was felt across the wavelengths, and
you know when the poet,
we just love you. We just love you, Sigma. Everybody give it up one more time for that great Sigma.
You know when a poet drops a line and you gotta make like the stank face and you're like, definitely listening to like his whole piece, like.
I know. I was muted in the background, going like, woo! Like that, like offhanded word, like in the back shoulder. All right. We're gonna keep it moving and grooving. It's been an amazing night so far, and I could sit here talking about each individual piece for like 5 hours, but I'm gonna keep it moving and grooving and flowing and growing. We've got Subliminal on Diggity Deck, but blessing the mic right now. Y'all put your hands together for a good friend of mine, Corey Gonzalez.
Corey, welcome.
Hey, how's everybody doing?
Peace, Corey.
Everybody was really great. It's an amazing night. It was fun.
Yes.
This is called Episodes. Cartoon characters must be depressed too, right? I mean, they never change their clothes neither. Well, not unless they happen to find themselves written into that one episode that doesn't affect the main storyline. One of those periodic special crossover episodes with serotonin, where none of the previous rules guiding this universe apply, and you're finally given a sliver of time in the season to break the wall that stops you from coming forth, and digging deeper than the two dimensions the creator placed you in. Break the character that gliding lead bonds you to, and for once in your series, bend the plot to your favor. Now, the family can finally gather around and see the pieces of you that dwell on the cutting room floor during the regular scheduled programming. Yes, when this episode ends, you will go back to the horror story that airs every day and runs a marathon on holidays. And the only person that ever really gets to see you is Dad. But that's because he's retired and never really leaves the TV set either. But this episode is yours. It's okay to smile and laugh at things that only make sense to this version of you, and star in a comedy that's not really meant to be funny. Joke at the tragic scenes highlighted in the recaps of past seasons that are stuck on replay, passed back between your synapses. Like, I hope this new fiber optics can stop nostalgia from cross-fading into this episode. It fuzzes up my neurotransmitter and stops me from visualizing the scenes that are still in production. Kind of joke that's not really funny, but kind of therapeutic and humorous if you've been through it. This episode could be an action adventure. Like you actually leave your bed for once. Voyage beyond the frame of thought that has you feeling too small for sidewalks and prone to falling through the cracks. I've been there before. It's going to feel like the lower bones in your back are breaking with every step that you take out of this depression. But that's just because you've been in bed so long that your body and your mind forgot how it feels to support itself. They're still getting accustomed to this old feeling of being stable. This is your episode. Be the hero. Save yourself. Fly out of this radioactive vat of chemical imbalance and emerge the man of metal. Let words bounce off your skin because not a single syllable is going to poison your head anymore. Leap over your insecurities in a single bound because not a single thought is keeping you bound to your bed anymore. Vanquish the evil that's hiding inside of your eyelids because not a single memory is going to make you wish that you were dead anymore. At least for this episode. So make it last. Make it last. Make it last because when it passes, you have to stay strong. Even though everything that you've gained during this episode is stripped from you again, like a death that you're far too familiar with. and you find yourself wandering fruitlessly, suffering through time, till you're allowed into the light like a purgatory you always find yourself back in and can't figure out how to stay out of. Regardless of how many times your character dies, your next 2 seasons are already scripted and green-lighted for production. Thank you.
Yeah, Corey. Yeah, Corey.
We heard you, poet.
You have to come in here and do that. Come on, poet.
It's Corey Gonzalez, everybody. You make sure you follow Corby.
That was amazing.
That was great, bud. That was great.
That
was amazing. An amazing poet who I've had the pleasure and honor to see live. It's a beautiful thing. Community is a beautiful, beautiful thing.
I can't wait
We're gonna keep it moving. Hell yeah. We're gonna keep it moving, grooving, flowing, and growing. We're finishing up round 1, round 2 coming up. We've got Mika on Diggity Deck, but blessing the mic right now. Y'all put your hands together for Subliminal.
Hey, how's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? Can y'all hear me?
Yes, we can.
This is called False Prosperity. We were born in a world of prosperity, but raised to hate the next man you see. For their skin is not the same as me. How dare they believe in equality? Equality in this world's platform is high. You see, all mankind dare to believe in equal rights, for their skin is not the same as me. How dare they believe in equality? Equal rights was taken away from me when my color of skin was not given to me or chosen by me. You see, my race was given to me, so how dare I believe in equality? My colored skin is what they see, but not the prosperity inside of me. For my intent is to leave a legacy. Yes, I dare to believe in equality. Legacy was given to me when they took my equality. Looking at my skin, you see, they thought I would live in poverty. How dare I live by their terminology? For I was born in a world of prosperity, bound to reach the intent in me. So don't judge me by the skin you see. Step back and look at my legacy. For my legacy, by my terminology, helps me reject their poverty. You see, I'm not bound to this world of philosophy that's constantly criticizing me. Criticism is what they hold on me. Stop allowing their minds to reject the light in me. For you are your actions plus my legacy. Criticism is what they hold on me. Stop allowing their minds to reject the light in me. For your own actions push my legacy through their adversity. Adversity is what strengthens me to push harder through this equality, reaching for my destiny of leaving my legacy that no man has the right to take from me. How dare I live by their false prosperity? And that's that drip.
Yes.
Yes, Subliminal. Thank you so much for sharing with us.
Please tell them what else that you got going on, because I know that you do your shows. So please tell them.
It's called Drip the Mic. It's Blog Talk Radio. Call in every day of the week at 6 o'clock Central Time, which is 7 o'clock your guys' time, majority of you guys' time.
Yeah, we're 7.
Yeah, so we're at 6. Every now and then you might get a surprise. You never know who's going to be on the line. You never know what's going to be there. I did get the pleasure of doing J. Rose, having her as my feature, and I loved it, enjoyed it. I'm working on Leah V. I'm working on Miss B.
Get her in there. Leah be talking her nasty talk. She can make that mic drip. Trust me.
I don't know what it is she is referring to.
Listen, you didn't hear anything, Mom. If you're watching, I didn't say that.
She already knows.
Yes. Make sure you follow Subliminal. She's on Facebook. under Deirdre Subliminal Robinson. Yeah, make sure you stay connected. She's a really, really dope individual and doing amazing things for the poetic community, right? That's what we got to do.
Yes, we got. We've got Blue Flames the Poet on Diggity Deck. We're blessing the mic right now. Y'all put your hands together for Mika J. Woods.
Mika! I
Hi,
know.
guys.
I know.
You guys can hear me?
Yes.
Yes,
All
Mika.
right. So I'm at work. That's what my awkward background is. I'm at work right now. As you know, I'm at work still. I got like 8 jobs. But I want to share a new piece with you guys that
hey, new
shit. You know, usually I'm more happy and in love. Fuck that shit. I got something I want to say today. Y'all ready?
Yes.
This piece, I'll give you the name. It's called I'm Not Your Baby Mother.
Oh, yes.
Okay. I want to say I'm mad at you, but I'm not. I want to say that I can't believe you said what you said, but I can. I want to say that what you did was unheard of. I want to stand in my conviction saying, no, not him. But sadly, I know that if I speak these lies, those who hear me will be misled. Because I'm not mad at you. I'm mad at myself. And you have told me your truth, but yet still I cannot digest. And with you telling me your truth, I thought that meant you were true. So I stood stupid and silent next to you like Melania Trump, forgetting that I am the diamond that you have to dig to find underneath the lump of coal, which is you. And sadly, I made it easy for you to bury me. Then to use me, to use what you could and discard the rest, because I'm not your baby mother. My house is quiet and calm, and chicken nuggets are not on the menu. And I have time to cater and dedicate to just you, because I'm not your baby mother. So there are no kids to wake you up at the crack of dawn, and there is no little person asking to add games onto your phone. So of course you find delight in coming to my place late at night on my quiet, well-lit street with my Egyptian cotton sheets in my place where I live alone, so I keep it somewhat neat. You found comfort. Because I'm not your baby mother. So I don't give you the consistent bother of needs and pleads of things that should be done by you. I am not the bill that will always have to be paid for the moment of the child's conception until you lay in your grave because you chose not to breed me. Like the tree, the banded trinity, my bloodline will go extinct, no longer existing after me. Because I'm not your baby mother. But that doesn't mean that I didn't want to be. But you made that decision for me, choosing to give her your first seat and then come back to me like I'm supposed to be accepting of this newfound family and then take my place respectively as your side piece? Knowing that no matter how much you tell me you love me on your list of priorities, I place at maybe, if I'm lucky, on a good day, I'm number 3. Because I'm not your baby mother, nor am I your wife. So that leaves you with no obligation to me. So you give me your truths, but it means nothing because with her is where your heart is lying, as well as your lips. If you stand there denying that that is not where you belong, no longer with me or with her or with she, you belong in the house every night with your family because I'm not your baby mother. So I get to choose me. The decision that you made for me, which was originally upsetting, has revealed itself to be the reason I'm not stuck settling for you. So I'm grateful to have had you and so easily let you go because I'm not your baby mother.
It was the chicken nuggets for me. Chicken nuggets.
Yes, she said, no, I am not.
Yo, he don't deserve you, girl. He don't deserve you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. You guys make sure you follow our girl Mika J. Woods' work on now. Thank you so much for blessing us, Corbin.
Yes,
We love you.
I love that poem. But I want to know something, Mika. Do you have like something going on, like that you maybe want to like?
No. Oh, I love J Rose. So next Thursday will be the premiere of my show, The Hungry Poets TV, and it will be on my YouTube channel, fully produced by me. And I'm looking for poets, chefs, people, restaurants. Come on, come join me. And my show is going to be dope. So please, May Rose is going to be the featured poet in May. Leah V, I'm in your inbox too. I'm in Phoenix inbox. Catch me in your inbox. I'm sliding in your DMs like a dude that's getting none. Okay.
Yeah, straight from the mouth.
Yes.
Straight from the mouth itself.
And listen, it's a great concept for the show. She's infusing her love for food and cooking with her love for the creative arts. So how could you can't go wrong. Food and creative people, like, you can't beat that. You know? Throw in some sex in there and that's it. I'm
What else does one need in life?
Exactly. Just feed my soul and feed my belly, and I'm okay. Hashtag my tagline is, have you fed your soul today?
Ooh.
Yes. You make sure you follow Mika for all that and more. We're gonna keep it moving. And
I like that. Okay.
We've had a lot of heavy hitters thus far. We're going to keep it flowing and growing and popping non-stop. And we've got Raekwon Williams on Diggity Death for blessing the mic right now. One of our frequent flyers. Y'all put your hands together for Blue Flames the Poet.
Flizzy.
Hey, what's good, y'all? I came in a little bit late, but screw it. I'm gonna do it anyway.
You already know that's what you do. Like, stop. I'll put you on blast.
Like you do. Like you always do.
All right, what you gonna share with us?
All right. Now I got a piece that the title speaks for itself. Bar Heavy Symphonies. And I did 2 parts. So this is the first one. Here I go writing more music sheets of my painful joy as I'm searching for inner pieces of my mind while trying to output my responses to my tardiness, providing more content to hold them over sublime. So every verse I put together to quote them like Bible verses. Oh, hold on a second. I'm gonna start from the top again because my phone is acting weird.
Okay, rewind.
Hold on, I'm gonna get it loaded up. All right, here we go. Here I go writing more music sheets of my painful joy as I'm searching for inner pieces of my mind while trying to output my responses to my tardiness, providing more content to hold them over sublime. So every verse I put together to quote them like Bible verses and bite-sized quotes will be talked about from other people inside of verses, inside the arena of outer perceptions. When the only verses I'm going up against with is myself. I don't need to be on any IG lives just to prove my catalog wealth, these grounded notes and theories. Speculation rises anyway. Gossipers are going to talk to instigate. But to those who go for the jugular and guilty by association, from the gashes, that same one's reputation, when the disagreements are disagreements and yet there's a drastic change in the weather. The sun has been overcast by the clouds and the oncoming dark skies, revealing dark sides in the light of day. From all of the online campaigns to the street rampage, instead of making examples for awareness reasons, it became a huge trend in the hunting seasons. LMAO, I've been tripping, I've been sipping, talking my bad for tripping on you.
Hey.
But who's the you in question? Is it in the general sense? Is it the direct face-to-face? Is it the you in youth for future generations? Or is it the self-audience that I'm really targeting? Laughing, because I guess I'm not a saint. Since all I've been doing was holding on to my addiction as I'm slowly watching the screen watching me ready to fall in the void, feeling like nothing can bring me down. So just beam me up, Scotty, as I'm drifting in this to process. Or bring the destruction into chaos with unlocked potential as I'm playing like I'm Denzel rapping as Super Saiyan. But at times calmly speaking on the taboo of the very mental states and also the current positions in the human condition. Trying to misdirect my written confidence to match the same energy in my spoken absence. Just to strike that, reverse it, like I'm performing magic tricks with a top hat and a cane to bow. With the bottom line so that everything will align. My candy-coated outer shell to protect my inner savory secrets. Being hollow is like saying that I don't know emotions. I don't really know the world. I don't know interactions. Because we've been given the left and the right, so the front and the back comes knocking. I'm trying to reach the middle. Hoping to break through the labyrinth, battling the Minotaur entrance, which has my itty-bitty living space as a manner of every self-portraits. Nate already had his mansion to vent his frustrations, and Tom McDonald has already been trademarking to finger-pointing at hypocrisies. Daniel embraces his multiple identities, finding the messages in his voice inflections, and Marcus sparks the wild antics towards bringing the truth about his ethics and skeptics. So what does that make me? The Black Messiah or Black Judas? That as much as I want to march with my people, I'm also putting my foot in my mouth, knowing I've been a selected informant to save my own skin. Am I soon getting crucified for speaking on mine? So when the soundtrack plays and the record's set straight, at least from my sight, does that mean I ain't got no fair trial to state my case? Most importantly, to give my sentence for my sentence is clear for final judgment. Because the vast crowd that want to play judge, jury, and executioners swear that they got a hold on everything and everyone. I ain't trying to get caught up in the airborne sickness. Well, besides the invisible enemy that's taken away thousands, I mean the atmosphere of wanting to please everybody. That ain't gonna happen. I'm ghosting you like Danny Fenton. Me trying to gnaw at the ops to even catch up with the trained. And all it takes is agendas to blend right in. My read on people with wide eyes but narrow minds are my shades to detect shade and illuminate the landscape of black and white views on how society migrates. I might as well just go Aaron Yeager to the point where pissed off is an understatement. With this being my tighten of paragraphs that even though deep down I still care, I'm still the founding of my own scarce. Trying to fill in the hole with nothing but momentary highs and desolation. That being disrupted by the lows of separation makes my bubble fold in on itself till the barrier breaks from my lack of focus. While focusing on the wrong things, making these questions that are thrown at me, I'm starting to question them. As I'm questioning my sanity, when we all could be questioning each other to begin questioning ourselves. This multiplying river of the continuous riddles, disoriented like I'm digit with the help of users with problem-solving skills, trying to take out the hacker and reboot the system to restart the NCOM mainframe for useful data. The grid being the access channel like a digital canal in cyberspace connected to all forms of info applied to the physical when it's needed. I, along with others, can have in-depth discussions. So when I'm applying this knowledge to the best of my abilities, the end results can work out for the better of attachment of not being looked at as a simple file, but a fully realized person. That's a great idea. And still I'm losing that grip on anchoring my most important priority. I have God. I have my poetry. What about my family? It's like I'm loosely tethered to him, which is more than just concerns. I brought this up previously, but I guess elaborating is my strength and weakness, ain't it? In order to accept it and have some thicker skin, I gotta confess it till I truly believe it and believe in it. Otherwise, I've gone in an interstellar vacuum, losing track of more time to make up for my past mistakes and current, being trapped within my lecture black hole of 4 dimensions, trying to come into contact with the 5th. that communication becomes the complex construct of the tesseract inception of ideas planted through the prestige of illusions, to draw out mementos inside the tenant mechanics, instead of always walking around minefields of triggered ticking time bombs from internal Dunkirk battles towards the shaking up of structures in these external wars. Misplaced energy that the Dark Knight is the living embodiment of conflicting justice versus justification. Channeling the mind of Nolan while mixing in the psyche of Fincher, taking on the surreal visuals of Aronofsky. What could have been the setup for my adaptation of The Last Dance? Am I really trying to compare my winning streak to the iconic number 23? Nah. What I'm saying is this. I'm strapping on my boots, finding my direction to tread through. Sorry to bother you, or anyone for that matter, but I'm interrupting this program to give you the form of Ryan's ancestral plane like it was a call to Bast. It's a stepping off point that death is not the end. With the Black Mamba mentality that playing ball isn't the only thing when branching out. The ball you carry is your life. Dropping that represents the responsibility for the fight or flight sequence of each event that shows every one of those trials and tribulations. But it's about what's being done after the recaps to avoid relapse, counting the elapse of seconds to run victory laps.
Yes, it's always that last line that gets you. Look at the snaps. Look at the snaps. Yo, the comments, people are sitting there quoting the quotables, the references.
Yeah.
Look, Tim stepped in to do the
I see him.
Thanks, Tim. Did you do something different with your hair?
I cut it all off. Yeah.
Well, it's all right. It's all right. I got you, Tim. I got you. Thank you very much, Blue Flames. You already know, frequent flyer, one of the homies from day one pulling up. So thank you so much for coming through and sharing. We have one more poet to wrap up this round. We are gonna do a round two. We're just gonna stress to make it like try to pick your shortest pieces, only because we want to be mindful, because a lot of people still want to come back for round two, and want to make sure we get as many people to come back as possible. So keep your pieces short. Try to stick to under 3 minutes. Please, if you can, that'd be really, really great. And our next poet to wrap up round one, we have Rey the Poetress. Please give it up for Rey the Poetress. Woo!
Yeah.
Peace.
Hey guys.
What you got for us tonight, Rey?
I'm gonna do a new piece I wrote last night. And,
all right, new shit.
Yeah. And it's called Breaking My Shell.
New shit.
Too many times people tried to walk over me, and they would ask me if I could do this or do that just to grab a hold of me. Many times I said yes just to avoid any commotion, but deep down I felt a deep pain in my artery. It's like if I said no, my heart would stop on me. These same people called me friends, but yet the only times they would speak to me was when it benefited them. These same people used me for my smartness because they knew that they could come to me for free. They knew that I was smart in the books but weak in the tongue, so they used my weakness to scatter all over me. They did this to me for years because they knew I had a weak tongue, so they took advantage of me. But what real friends only speak to you to do them favors? For so long, I kept quiet from them and people in general who tried to rule over me. For so long, I kept my tongue sealed, but now it's itching to come out, just like when we're trying to swallow a pill. Now my tongue is ready to burst like fire because it's been stuck in a shell for endless tires. Now I'm ready to break it out of my shell, and once I come out, there's no turning back. I'm breaking my shell with no more of a quiet tongue, because if someone asks me to do something, it won't always get done. I'm breaking my shell from all those that tried to use me to do their bidding. They called me their friends, but once I break my shell, if they ask me for help, they're going to have to do their own digging. I'm breaking my shell from the other people that use my creativity against me, but yet they used all my works and I earned no green. Those other people also called me friends, but no true friend take money out your pockets of your work just to benefit themselves. I'm breaking my shell from all those that hurt me. Even as a young adult, I still struggle with my tongue. But if I feel that I'm being done wrong, I will speak up and allow my shell to scatter freely. Thank you.
Woo! Jay, you're muted, girlfriend. That was hot fire flame. Those hot fire flames. Yes,
Always when
yes.
I say nice
Thank you,
things.
Raekwon.
Yes, that was great. I love the metaphors in there. There was like those the figures of speech.
There was
in
a
there
lot.
were very, like, you painted a very vivid picture. I love writing like that. That was so great. Look at
For
you.
sure. That was
Pulling
absolutely
up.
amazing. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for sharing. We appreciate you. We're going to keep it moving and grooving. We have round 2 coming up. Before we begin round 2, I would like for all of you to put your hands, the real ones, the fake ones, the virtual ones, the technical ones, the internet ones, and the tangible ones together for the one and only, the co-hostess with the mostest, entrepreneur, poet, mama, Wonder Woman. Y'all put your hands together for J-Rose! I know, I'm dramatic. I
He's
know.
so extra. Yo, this brick wall. Wait, this
I
brick
should.
wall is not in my house. I just want you guys to know this. I don't know why all of a sudden there's a brick wall. I'm looking and there's no. It's not there. Anyway.
This is
that wall is turquoise. That wall is turquoise. It's not brick, but whatever. StreamYard is being very different today. So like I mentioned earlier, I've been writing some new stuff. So if y'all want to share like the Facebook and the YouTube and let people know, like, yo, J-Rose got some new shit, yo. Like, she got some new shit, okay? Let them know. Tell a friend. Tell a friend and tell a friend. I'm going to say a real short piece because this is our lightning round. So we're all going to keep our pieces short. So I'm doing a very short piece. I'm going to lead by example. This is a new piece I wrote called Poetic Addictions.
New shit.
Yes, I was waiting for that. There's nothing more savoring than the flavor of your words as I read them on my lips. They taste like sweet and juicy strawberries under cherry blossoms on a summer afternoon. The sound of turning your pages triggers salivation over syllables. Just call me Pavlov's poet. My mouth waters with wordplay. Verbs vibrating to the core of my very existence, shaking my soul off the bookshelf. I am confined to the spaces between the lines of your confessions, and all I ask you is, don't stop writing. Keep dealing that poetic dope and give me the fix I need. I'm a literary addict, literally addicted to your alliteration. mesmerized by how you manipulate every metaphor with such audacious imagination. Alluring adjectives, seducing sonnets, pulsating personification. I can't get enough of this literary gratification. Let me inject your written storm into my veins until I lean over from its potency. You're killing me, baby, and all I want to do is read. And that's my piece.
Oh my God, I love that.
That literary line got me.
Oh,
That's my favorite
I'm
of that one.
literary addict, literally addicted to your alliteration. Yeah.
That line got me.
Wonderful. That was a thing of beauty. A thing of beauty.
You know when you write a line and you're like, you're like, yo,
That's
that
me.
shit is fire.
That's me.
Or you realize it later, like you're saying it out loud, and you're like, "Oh shit!"
Yes. All right, but let's keep going. Let's keep going. So
Yes,
if you're
yes.
watching on Facebook and YouTube and you want to come back for round 2 for the speed round, just comment a number 2 so I can update the sheet and let people know. Yeah, so let us know, because if you're not in the studio, I won't know. So let me know if you want to come back into the studio for round 2. Just comment a number 2 and I got you. And if you are in the studio and you're not going to perform for round 2, please go watch on the porch, the Facebook and YouTube porch. You can leave the house because we need to make space for the performers here. All right. So who do we got? We're going to take it back to the top of the list, right? So we got Atlas and then AC Lightning on deck. Right?
Yes, yes. AC Lightning on deck, poetically Nate on diggity deck, but blessing the mic right now is Atlas.
Welcome back, Atlas.
So for everybody who's ever had to take care of a loved one, and to anyone who never had a chance to say goodbye, I wrote this for you. I want to take a moment to apologize. Later in life, it seems that's all I ever seemed to do. I did my best to preserve as much of our memories as I could. There were so many times, had I been a little quicker or kept the camera a little closer, I would have recorded some incredible moments. But if I'm being completely honest, there were so many moments I didn't take the time to capture, because those moments in time captured me. And as I lay in this hospital bed, each moment taking what could be my final breath, I've turned off my TV and trying not to get overwhelmed by the numerous TVs blaring in the other rooms. I use the beats of the EKG like a metronome and give myself some semblance of peace and solace. Here I have little access to where all the digital archives of our past are collected. I don't have the strength to look through my phone for whatever recent photos or video I may have, and these drab, sterile hospital walls don't have any of our pictures on them like they do at home. But thankfully, I can still close my eyes and remember the first words you ever spoke, the first time you stood up on your own, the times you weren't right where I left you, the moment you mustered the strength and the courage to swim to me, the day I sat in the car and cried on your first day of daycare, and then hearing you tell me you loved me and me melting in front of you. But the beauty of our time together is that all the most precious memories are exactly where they need to be, especially right now. In my head, in my heart, it is these treasures that keep my heart beating, that strengthen my lungs enough to even breathe. It's these memories that lift my spirits. But as I come to the last few pages of this photo album, I want to thank you. Thank you for feeding me, for holding me while I cry, for helping to carry me to bed, for holding me up when I was too weak to stand, for listening to the indistinguishable sounds I mistook for words, for being there beside me to provide a familiar face in a place filled with strangers, I can only imagine bringing me to this hospital must have felt like when I brought you to daycare. In the last few moments of my life, you've been doing everything for me that I needed to do in the first few years of yours. And here we've come full circle in this very hospital where I first welcomed you into the world. Within these same walls, sadly, is where you'll have to say goodbye to me. I love you. I'll miss you. And thank you.
Yes. That was beautiful, Atlas.
Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful, Atlas. Thank you so much for sharing that with us.
That was beautiful. I know you're not on social media, but you have your email, right? That people can connect with you. Is that correct? You're muted. You're muted, hun.
So one, Leah V, are you there?
Yeah.
I remember last time I performed, you said that you had lost your father. And so you inspired that piece.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Oh, thank you.
And yeah, I'm doing a bunch of like artistic projects and things like that. It's in a link tree. My email address is atlas@withinoorwithout.com. If you want to see my writings, you can just go to withinoorwithout.com. But if you have lost a loved one, my condolences. And if you haven't, and you still have people in your life, say that you love them before you lose the opportunity to be able to say it. That's all. Just tell the people you love that you love them.
Yes,
Please.
absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Atlas. We're going to keep it moving and grooving. We've got AC Lightning. I don't know if Whitney is going to come back up because I know Corey's still in the room. But on deck, we'll have Cynthia Rose. Yeah, so let's welcome AC Lightning back to the virtual stage. Woo! The graduate! 2020 graduate!
Hey. Like I said earlier, for those who wasn't here, this upcoming Thursday, from Thursday to Sunday on everywhere, YouTube, Facebook, and IGTV, I will be dropping a 4-part episode, mini doc, talking about my process and putting together this EP that dropped back in November called Rehabilitation. It's going to be available everywhere, and I want to show off my filming skills. So, y'all going to get to see some of that.
Yes, I can't wait.
So last week, DMX passed away, right? And his passing, I decided to write a poem. It's a very new poem. I just wrote this a few days ago. I decided to write a poem talking about, because sometimes we tend to, how like people pass away, you'd be like, oh my God, they passed away. But then when they're here, it's like, you don't really appreciate them as much sometimes.
Yeah.
So like, is it worth being a legend? So this poem is called Dead Heroes. I wonder if it's worth being a legend if people only love you when you're dead. The tales told of a legend has always been romanticized. They'll tell you the ugly parts about chasing your dreams. These late nights working on your craft, letting your imagination run the craziest, second guessing yourself if you could do it, being up in the mornings planning what to do next, constantly getting rejected by those who claim to love you. Claim to be fans of you, but don't know any of your works. Say they'll come out, but they're no-show. But they got the nerve to get mad when you state their opinion they're not fond of. And when things finally go your way, as you climb the ladder to success, ride the escalator of fame, now the same ones who didn't give a damn about you, the ones who never chipped in for the ingredients, won't be like ducks when you're breaking bread. Some folks will come miles away to lay flowers on your casket that come across the street to give you roses while you can still smell them. Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Biggie, Tupac, Nipsey. When they was alive, they was painted as the villain. But when they passed away, they're celebrated like dead heroes. Now their popularity increased once they're in their graves. Folks can't stop having the names in their mouths with all these woulda, shoulda, couldas. I want to be alive while my great story gets told. Hear the songs of my rise to glory, hymns of all my triumphant moments. But I see, even in doing good, people will use their infamy to not even pay attention to me, only when it's convenient for them. I don't want you to cry for me when I'm gone, when you didn't say hello to me while I was here. And maybe it's just my self-conscious talking. I question if it's worth being a legend if people can't love you while you're alive. AC.
That is good.
Oh, they both muted.
I'm muted. What the hell? I was like, yes.
Oh my God, such a delay. AC, that was great.
That's a new poem. That was a new poem called Dead Hero.
New
So.
I love it.
I love that. That's one of my favorites. I love that.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Thanks so much for sharing that. I love when y'all come up here with your new pieces. I feel like mad exclusive and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
y'all like pieces, of course. You know, like come on.
Yes.
Yes, yes. And as always, I could sit here and talk about that for a million years, but we got to keep it moving and grooving. Tonight, round 2. We've got Poetically Nate on Diggity Deck, but blessing the mic right now. Put your hands together for Cynthia Rose.
Yay! I know her.
My sister from another mother, J Rose. Yay!
Nice.
So, okay, y'all. I opened up with I do not sound New Yorican. I've been in the South so long. But I opened up with new poetry, but I went back in the archives and I found this one that I wrote in 2017. I've been writing poetry for like decades, but this one, I just feel it's relevant with all the division that we are experiencing. I titled it Bridges Stay. And I woke up one morning with this essay in my head. So, when Atlas started sharing his pieces, it was like, oh man, I gotta share this one. So I put everything away and I pulled this one out. Bridges stay. Bridges stay. They have staying power. Many cross over them, others jump from them. But the bridge doesn't take it personally as if having been abandoned. The bridge didn't cause anyone to jump, so it doesn't feel guilty. A bridge can endure hundreds of years of hardship and remain in its useful purpose, connecting sides together so people can cross over rough and vast terrain or water. Many lives labored and some died to build bridges that in turn provide sustenance and unity for millions of people. So, if you feel trodden upon and as if the wind is causing too much movement and you are a bridge for God's children, then call on his reinforcement, strengthen your foundation and your suspension cables to withstand these storms. Many have yet to cross over your bridge. Your testimony and prayers and worship are the keys to continuing service, which ignites faith and trust in all who cross over your bridge to the other side past tribulation. Your life and testimonies are this bridge. Not to be confused with your physical body. Don't allow your body to be used nor abused. Your body is not the bridge in this case. Your walk in Christ, your faith, your service, and your purpose are the bridges that guide people to peace and love only through God's mercy, love, and redemption. Live your purpose and be the bridge that unites and connects people to God's loving source and provision and grace. Thanks.
That was amazing. That was amazing. Thank you so much, Cynthia Rhodes.
You guys are just in here sharing all types of beautiful words. Oh my God.
I mean, it's been such a variety tonight, and it's like an emotional roller coaster.
It really is. Like, and I mean, that's the beauty of virtual voices, right?
Yes, we appreciate you all. We appreciate you all. We're gonna keep it moving and grooving. We've got Brim for Peace on Diggity Deck. Put blessing the mic right now. Put your hands together for Poetically Nate.
Is he there? Are you there, Nate?
Nate.
Hello. All right.
Okay, Nate is not.
Going.
All right, we're gonna keep it flowing and growing. We've got blessing the mic right now. Put your hands together for Brim for Peace.
Woo!
All right. Okay, I'm gonna do a piece called Planted. Planted was a little story. I was planted here for the birds to come and land their feet to rest and sing. My branches strong enough for a tired swing and lovers to lean and caress, to kiss and be their shade in the summer heat as they nourish their souls under my branches. I was planted here to wave at the sun who would share her light to feed my soul. I was here for boys and girls to climb high like kings and queens, overlooking the horizon, defending their imaginary castles from enemies. I was planted for animals to hollow a haven for their newborn babies. They were mine too, where ants climbed and children played hide and seek, and I smiled at God in my place. Until they bought the ropes and snaked them around the fleshly neck of a beautiful black boy with ivory eyes and dimples who climbed my branches and played hide and seek with his sisters. They even licked the rain from my leaves. I knew him. I waited for him every day. He knew me. I could not betray my boy, this child who carved his initials, Love JC, on my bark. This is the boy I watched grow tall enough to pull my leaves and hug my branches, then climb my limbs. I watched his jugglers bulging, blood flowing like the Euphrates as they tightened the rope and cast it on my branches. Take it off. I am for life, not death. Take that wretched rope from my branches. Let my bough break so my boy will fall and maybe shake you back to humanity, if possible. I would take my branches and beat you into the earth. And they left my boy hanging under the moon and the stars that he wished upon every night. Then his beautiful mother came. Her tears watered my roots. She married the man who sat with her under my branches. They jumped the broom one spring. I knew her. She took her baby boy into her arms, crucified by the sons of Cain, and my branches and leaves hugged him one last time. I was planted, not planted here for this. When the bloodthirsty mob came back the next day to hang another sacrificial lamb, the tree was gone. She had offered her branches and her bark for a coffin for JC. She would rather be buried with him and all the sweet memories and cradle him in the warm earth than allow her branches to be used to hang innocent little black boys.
Brim!
Hold up. It gives me that Nina Simone vibe right there. It gives me that blood on the leaves scenario right there.
Yeah.
It hit me like that.
Yeah.
I was like, she's giving all the Maya vibes right now.
Thank you, Brim for Peace. We appreciate you for being here. We're gonna keep it moving. Nate, are you in the building?
don't
Okay, you're not in the building. We're gonna keep it moving and grooving. We've got the great Sigma on Diggity Deck for blessing the mic right now. Y'all put your hands together for Ray and Chanel.
Yay! What up, homie?
Hey, thanks.
I saw you snacking.
Right? I was shaking though, in my defense. I was right.
What are you doing?
Okay. I was thinking back, like, oh my goodness, I've been coming to this open mic, virtual places, since I was bald head. So we've.
Oh my gosh, that's right. Your hair is growing, girl.
We've been walking with each other for quite a while.
Listen.
Right? Okay. So I'm gonna do a poem out of my
Love to see.
Huh?
They want somebody wants.
Yeah, we love to see it.
Oh, they want to see it.
Oh my goodness. Titled Blackout. So yes, it is a book and it is a workbook as well. So I think you guys kind of planted that seed. I came up with my manuscript, or I finished my manuscript, and it was like 30 pages, and I was like, what am I gonna do? Like, I was talking to my mentor, like, how am I gonna beat this up? Yeah, and she, like, I guess watered the seed that you guys planted. So thank y'all for being y'all and for hosting this.
I love that.
Yes. Okay, so this is one of the poems titled
"We Love You."
Layers.
Sorry.
Thank you. Okay, so double standard of injustice. Welcome to the simulation of racism, sexism, slavery. I mean bravery. I mean bravery during slavery. Knees on neck, dying for respect. I mean respect your elders. Lack of shelters. Floating around with diseases that'll kill. Condemned over free will. I mean no condemnation over sin. When does the simulation begin? Better yet, when does it end? Shedding new skin so much the devil himself can't get in. Repenting so much, I'm starting to question if my neediness is a sin. God has given me no choice but to be all in. I didn't ask for this plan, but amen. My goodness, what a drawn out plan. But you know what they say, a man with a plan is a man you can stand. I got knees being held up with an almost broken rubber band. My God, he sure will pick the lowliest man. Changing me on the inside was part of the plan. I've sinned so much, I'm just happy spirituality for me hasn't been banned. Feeling like I can make it through a fire during the world's driest drought. Guess this ain't nothing compared to the spring of the one who called out. It's a simulation anyway. Dying of thirst, then comes my rainy day. Red, yellow, black, blue. It's not about colors, it's about who you choose.
Woo! I was muted and I was
yes,
like,
it was making mad reactions in the background.
That was
yes.
Was fire. We were
that was you had me in my feelings, all the way in my feelings.
Seriously, you're such a like. I don't know another word to use like other than aggressive, but not like a mean way. But like you're just so like it's the confidence, it's the like matter of factness. Like I really do.
Yes, I 100% understand and agree with that.
All right, before this turns into like a whole like let's analyze poetry.
I know that's what happens, but we're gonna keep it moving and grooving tonight. Virtual voices, thank y'all for sticking around for round 2. Leah being a place to be, and J Rhodes, because you already know we've got Corey Gonzalez on Diggity Deck for blessing the mic right now. Y'all put your hands together for the one and only frequent flyer and friend to the masses, the great Sigma.
Did he just dab? Was that a dab or
a dab?
All right. Well, there have been
wait. wait, Sigma, did you hear Tim's intro for you?
No.
Okay, well, I'm happy you didn't, but he started, when I started, like, doing my intro for you, he started going, Sigma, Sigma.
I get a wrestling ring.
I like it, but I think I like it.
I like it. I like it.
All right, but anyway, let's give it up for Sigma, everybody.
All right, we've heard a lot of really deep, interesting pieces tonight, and I wanted to do a demonstration on muscle memory because it's kind of relevant to a particularly tragic incident that's floating around in the news. But unfortunately, I cut my finger, and it's still healing. So I'm going to do a quick, lighthearted trick instead, and we will. So I'm gonna. This is really easy. I'm just gonna need a volunteer, and let's see.
I volunteer.
Okay. All right. So I actually cut these out, and they're little TV dinners, and so I've got like a chicken and a steak and some chicken strips. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna shuffle them up a little bit, and you just tell me, are we gonna use the top one, the middle one, or the bottom one?
Middle.
The middle one.
All
right. Middle one it is. Okay. Let's see. We got the steak.
We got the steak.
Ready? Okay. Here we go. This is all that it is. This is all.
What is happening?
Yo, did you just create? Yo.
Did you just create a meal?
Is that a burger?
I'm so confused.
Thank you, guys.
And I get him.
Okay, everybody give it up for the great singer.
It's like Leah climbing Tim like a tree because she's like, what?
That was dope.
That was amazing, everybody. As always, that was Baylon, the great Sigma. We love to have him. He is a friend of the fam, a fam in itself. I don't know what just happened, but we're going to keep it moving.
Yo,
I'm very confused.
You don't know get grips on me.
It's looking like we've got Blue Flames of Power on Diggity Deck. We're blessing the mic right now. Y'all put your hands together once more for Corey Gonzalez.
Hey,
We are
Gonzalez.
Yeah.
The new shit, right?
New shit.
Unfinished shit. Yeah, unfinished shit. I'm a person. I'm not a person. I'm a product. Oh shit! Wait, I got music on in the background. Fuck.
No music.
I am not a person. I am a product. The production of my breath has less value than the fan in a machine. A machine can be fixed at zero cost to the hardware, but I gotta scar my skin before the therapist can start care. And I gotta work before I can afford it. Yeah, but I'm just a broken child that wish he was aborted. In the system we live in, it's up to the owner of the product to name its value. But I'm not in possession of my own time. I don't got a decision in the price of my own life. I am yours for $15 an hour. My soul gets consumed at about the price of a double quarter pounder with cheese. 6 pounds of pressure per squeeze of this nickel-plated naan will finally give me peace of mind. The powers that be don't care if I get an infectious disease because the Bronx public school system already produced a steady stream of the least value machines, so it's cheaper to let us die of infection than to pay for virus protection. The whole system's corrupted. My body suffers from supernova eruptions that spit out my soul as it comes to destruction. The system is designed for only machines to survive. So the body mechanizes itself in order to keep running. And the mind synthesizes into complete nothing. Well, at least nothing but the urge to cease function, jumping into the path of the first train that I see coming. My boss makes me wear dress pants and a button-down shirt to wash dishes at below minimum wage, and at least I get to dress nicer than a slave so that we could both lie to ourselves about the fact that I'm worthless. God forbid how I feel could be seen on the surface. I get paid a Happy Meal's value an hour, but my plate's full of horror because I'm a misery hoarder with an eating disorder, and it takes me 3 paychecks to be worth the room that I sleep in. Yeah. Thank you.
Oh my God, silence, everybody!
Thank you very much.
That was amazing. That was amazing. I cannot wait to hear until the finish of the unfinished shit, because that can go in so many ways.
Oh my gosh.
Thanks so much.
Muted again. Yes, that was great.
Oh, you were muted. Okay.
I'm mad late. I'm like,
on top of Tim. We're gonna keep it moving and grooving. We've had a majestic night thus far, and unless Poetically Nate decides to magically appear, we are going to introduce and welcome the possibly final performer of the night. Y'all put your hands together once more for Blue Flames the Poet!
Yeah. Flames.
Fuego. That should be like your intro. You know how like rappers be having like their little thing. That should be like before you do a poem, you'd be like fuego.
Like a tag on the track, yeah.
Fuego on the track. What? Fuego on the poem. What? All right.
Oh man. All right, so I actually got 2 pieces that I wanted to do,
You better
but both
squeeze
of them
in.
can.
They better be 3 minutes with your long-winded ass.
Too sorry.
Oh my God. Oh no, I'm gonna be able to get through these 2 because these 2 will feel like they blend together into one poem. So while they're meant to be separate, they.
All right, let's do the poem mashup.
Problem with my semi-analytical, going fully automatic Snowden by melting away the winter blanket to expose the cracks in the nose candy replaced with the sightseeing of highway scrolling, low blows to address the same rabbit hole that I pick my battles with, Trinity reflexes, graduated to Morpheus as the vast knowledge, being promoted to Neo status and leveled up acknowledgement, but trying to come back to Earth like I'm looking through Riley's eyes. Even though that's what's depicted ain't really my life, I'm talking animated Black Tarantino quality and Boondocks philosophy, ready to go Django to rewrite yesteryears, and yet I'm hitting the gas too hard. To even light a candle on my journey, I needed a break to want to be past the torch, utilize tools without being a tool, grasping at straws while hanging on by a thread, meaning a noose on my conscience and a gap of little importance. The second I lose touch with the environment around that feeling I'm surrounded in, like I'm reaching for a Jack Ryan moment as I'm trying to keep a firm grip on my Jim Greer integral dignity. The cooperation's key between the form of formalities just going outside the wire, challenging world peace. Trivia of the right. Solution to my dominant attack position that I'm patiently waiting to make my move. Warcrafting the RPG battle strategies to carry me across the streams of juicing on the pop-up window screens. A moment of wrestling my wide range, seeing some narrow-minded NPCs. I'm flipping pages of this rhyme book inspired by Black New York MCs that the white Detroit reach was the heavy WWE. Creating bridges to branch out overseas, now receiving the response of international feats. Plus, the foreign language on foreign soil from both ends that every form takes shape inside the marketing streaks. But what I'm navigating is actually much deeper than the monopoly of cash and checklists towards bankruptcy. The strength of crypto and the machines alien till the Wheel of Fortune came in on the scene, pointing out the jeopardy of the game show speech, R.I.P. Trebek, as I'm infiltrating these schemes to voice myself like TDE while I'm in Dreamville pondering hope to level with me. I gotta keep thinking in maneuvers like it's Blackish with my proud family, excuse me. Though the self-value speaks for me from the number 9 transit to number 1, picking up on my identity, black sheep in wolf's clothing.
Always with the last lines. Always that last bar. It's always that last bar that hits like the most.
I'm always gonna hit you with it, man.
That
always
is
have,
fact.
always
That
will.
is fact. Yes. So let's give it up. Let's give it up one more time for Blue Flames, the poet, our frequent flyer and friend and amazing poet. Thank you so much for sharing.
That was absolutely amazing. We've had an absolutely amazing night so far.
Is he like slowly exiting stage
He's
left?
literally on the floor right now. So. But you know what? It's okay. That's commitment. Like you guys, we love you all so much. Thank you so much for being with us tonight. J Rose and I love you more than anything else, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Yes, love you guys. Have a good night. Make sure you follow and donate and subscribe and like, comment, share. This will be
all we got.
Yes, we're all we got. The replay for tonight will be on Facebook and YouTube, so you guys can watch it anytime. You can share it with friends and family. Let them know that you were here tonight. And that's it. Thank you, everybody that tuned in on Facebook and YouTube. And we love you guys. Keep growing and peace out. Have a great weekend. Bye.
Have a good night, everybody. We love you.